2.7 FM Sports.
Breckenridge basketball is on the air. Tonight's game is brought to you by Action Realty, Breckenridge Public Schools, Builders First Source, Carlson Family Insurance, CHI St. Francis, Essentia Health, Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley, Hike Camp Construction, Hornstein Family Chiropractic, Miller Realty, Minn Kota Ag Products, Otter Tail Power Company, Quality Toyota, Red River Agency, State Farm agents Matt and Amanda Frederick, Titan Mary, Twin Town Villa, Vision Ford, and the Wilkin Drink and Eatery. Now here's KBM Turner Bluffus.
And welcome to the Red River Grain pregame show, serving the local farmers since 1986. And Turner Bluffus here, getting ready to tip off the basketball season for the Breckenridge Cowgirls. And it looks like we actually might have started the pregame show just a hair early. We're going to be diving into it before the girls even start warming up. And I am not alone. Joining me on the pregame show, I am privileged to have Robert Wanick, my coworker. I don't have to say nice things about him, but I choose to. How's it going today, Bert?
It's going good. I think I might have to be your great value Bill Walton tonight. Maybe not even talk about basketball at all. Throw you for a loop there, Turner.
I love Bill Walton. Rest in peace, Bill Walton. He was fantastic. He was a treasure. As the Breckenridge Cowgirls, the first look we're going to get at them for the 2024-25 campaign. And, I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to be holding their own in the HOL this year. You know, they were competitive in the Heart of Lakes Conference last year. And starting off with quite the test with the Perham Yellowjackets coming to town. And we'll tell you about how the kind of the conference shook out as let's dive into our Otter Tail Power Company Power Poll ranking on for conservation. We don't really have any section standings to run through right now, so I figured we'd touch on that instead. Pelican Rapids was an absolute force last year, 25-4 with the 10-2 HOL mark. And then Perham up next with 26-5, 10-2 HOL as well. You want to tell me how that tiebreaker worked, Robert? Did they have the tiebreaker over them, I assume? More wins over them.
I'm assuming it had to be head-to-head as far as conference standings go.
That makes more sense, yeah. And I think that ends up being final record, too. So I guess we kind of overlooked that. My bad. But next up, we got 18-11 final record for Barnesville. And Breckenridge had some nice battles with them last season. Breckenridge 16-13, got off to a fantastic, very hot start to the season, and then kind of evened out as the season went on, and then made some noise in the postseason, but just didn't get as far as they wanted. But this year they get another crack at it. Holly up next in a very competitive HOL. Look at that, 15-12 gets you 5th in the HOL. DGF 11-16 following, and Breezy with a 13-13 mark, but 2-10 in the Heart of Lakes Conference. So only one team below 500 in the Heart of Lakes, one team at 500. And a lot of the familiar faces going to be back this year for the Cowgirls. We'll dive into your injury report quick, brought to you by CHI St. Francis. And unfortunately, we do have an injury to report. Someone who had a breakout season last year, Emily Gowan, unfortunately had a knee injury in the volleyball season. I don't want to mess up what the ligament was. I want to say it was an ACL.
It's a season ending, so something important in there. An important player, tough loss for the Cowgirls.
And just let's touch it really quick on how big of a role she had on the season last year, because it was another knee injury that forced her into the starting lineup, and that was when Jonica Bernades went down, who we are going to see tonight. So there's a nice there's some good news. We'll do some bad news and then some good news for you, but. Emily Gowan stepped into a fantastic, and did a fantastic job being both an offensive threat who could really knock down shots. She was also a pretty good creator as well, and then also could hunker down on the defensive end too. So just any other things that you think are going to be a big loss as far as her absence, Robert?
Well, 2 seasons ago, if we remember, she was really just a true 3-and-D threat, and then last year she really took the aggressive driving to the basket, as we saw in the playoffs. Like you called her, Miss Big Shot. She came up with a couple big shots, game winners, game tying shots, and a couple blocks at the end of the game. So it really all came together just as her game comes complete. Unfortunately, she's going to have to sit out this year, but lots of time to study the game of basketball and come back ready next year.
Other than that, the Breckenridge Cowgirls coming back pretty much fully reloaded squad. We'll tell you more about that when we get to the starting lineups, which are brought to you by Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley. But we do have some stats for you as part of our State Farm Stat Report, brought to you by our local State Farm agents, Matt and Amanda Frederick. Your local State Farm agents. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Amanda's got you covered in Breckenridge, and Matt's got you covered in Wahpeton. And we'll dive into some of the statistics from last year. Parker Yagi leading scorer, and I believe also went over 1,000 points. Was it last year or was it 2 years ago she went over 1,000? All the years are meshing together for me, but 1,000-point scorer already coming into her junior campaign.
Single game scoring record last year.
Oh,
she
yep.
broke that.
Oh, my gosh, I forgot about that.
36 points? That sounds right,
I
man.
believe
We got to
so.
do better on our research here.
It's been a week. Bill Dablo was out this week, so we were kind of all hands on deck trying to fill the void because Bill's a machine. But 18.9 points per game for Parker Yagi, who does a little bit of everything. Kind of started her career as a post originally and held her own despite kind of being undersized down there. And got to move out to the perimeter more so and has really been bringing it out there. Obviously, that's kind of where her skill set really kind of demands her to be. But 8 rebounds a game as well, 2.6 assists, as well as 3.3 steals. Oh, my goodness. I thought that was an error right away, but
Could be.
had to double check it. Emily Gowan, once again, unfortunately out for this season, but we better let you know she had 12 points a game last year, just under 5 rebounds at 4.8, 3 assists a game, and then 1.9 steals per game as well. So a couple girls that could really rack up the steals. Jonica Bernada, she had 4 steals per game, but only got to play the 2 games last season before having that injury in Frazee, if I remember correctly. She had 9.5 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. Sydney Roberts up next with 9.8 points per game, 4.3 on the rebounds for Sydney Roberts, 1.6 assists, and then 1.7 steals per game. Piper Janing, she's got 6.2 points, 3 rebounds, 1.6 assists, and also a steal per game. Ava Janing was a heck of a player off the bench for them. Piper Janing also stepped into a starter's role last year as well. Or it was both of the Janing girls coming off the bench. This year she's stepping into it, I believe.
Yeah, this year Piper, we'll get to these during the starting lineups, but 10th grader, I believe, for Piper,
Yep.
and then Ava Janing still entering
Piper had started
her
last year,
8th
too.
grade season. I believe Piper was the 5th starter last year.
Okay, yeah. Oh, my goodness, folks. We're doing our best here. It's first game of the year. Aaron Blapis, starter for them, being a presence inside, 5.2 points per game, 6.1 rebounds, and then a steal as well. And then Mariah Coltis, who really came on at the end of the season and really showed off that length because she can really get a hand on any shot she wants at 0.8 point blocks per game, but I think that's deceptive. She can really is really forced down low, kind of the Rudy Gobert of the defense, if you will. Granted, I don't want to talk about the Wolves right now, but 2.7 rebounds per game, 1.2 points, and those are the main girls we're going to be seeing tonight. We'll take our first break here on the Red River Grain pregame show. Once again, serving the local farmer since 1986. We'll be right back. You're listening to Cowgirl Basketball on B92.7 FM.
Breckenridge Schools, Breckenridge Pride, inspiring to excel.
Hello, my and butts, proud parent of 2 little Breckenridge Cowboys. My family loves Breckenridge and feel lucky to have such great schools. Breckenridge schools excel due to their dedicated staff. They truly care for each pride and big brains in these kids that will lead the next generation. They make school cool. A good school is cornerstone to a good community, and we are so lucky to have that here in Breckenridge. Breck schools inspire my boys to excel, and for that, I have Breck. Play the jingle.
Breckenridge Schools, Breckenridge Pride, inspiring to excel.
Incorporated in Fox Home with the Breckenridge Cowboys. Good luck in tonight's game. They'd also like to recognize the Breckenridge cheerleading squad: Ellen Paige Hershey, Sophia Johnson, and Annabelle and Aubrey Martinez. Frederick Seed Incorporated says keep up the great work to the Breckenridge Cowboys football team and the cheerleading squad.
Folding a fitted sheet, programming the thermostat, matching your socks. Why are simple things so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your home doesn't have to be one, so you can get back to more important things, like finding that missing sock. That's simple human sense.
That's Family Insurance in Wapaton, representing auto owners insurance. Visit Carlson Family Insurance Agency in Wapaton today. Call 672-6002 or on the web at www.cfiagency.com.
Your daughter has the flu. Your son breaks his arm. You need quality medical care you can count on. CHI St. Francis Primary Care Walk-In Clinic. Quality family care. Go to the Primary Care Walk-In Clinic at CHI St. Francis, where there is no appointment necessary. Hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 7:30 and 9 to 5 on the weekend. Quality care close to home. You get the finest care for home injuries, common illnesses, and emergency service. Virtual visit available. Call 643-0747. We treat you like family. You're one of our own.
What can you do in 30 seconds? Warm up your coffee, tie your shoes, Google, should I get screened for lung cancer? Then actually get screened for lung cancer. Current or former smoker, talk with an Essentia Health provider about your eligibility for a low-dose CT screening because early-stage lung cancer often has no signs or symptoms. Screening can mean an increased chance of successful treatment. Learn more at essentiahealth.org.
Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Hi, this is Wade from Breckenridge Cenex. Now is a great time to start thinking about protecting your recreational vehicles and equipment. Stock up on Splash RV Antifreeze at any one of our 4 locations, and we would like to thank you for your continued patronage.
Farmers Union Oil. Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
And welcome back to the Red River Grain pregame show, serving the local farmers since 1986. And it is time for your keys to the game, brought to you by Smith Motors in Wahpeton. Small town friendly, big town deals. Smith Motors in Wahpeton. And for me, I got my key to the game, and I know I'm a broken record here. I probably say this every time there's a first game of the year, but because I think it is that important to deal with the first game jitters. Try to get those out of the way in the first 5 minutes of game time if you can. Because obviously if you kind of dig too bad of a hole for yourself, it's going to be even harder to dig yourself out because you're still trying to figure out the flow of the team, you know. So it's even more of an uphill battle, I feel like, if you're kind of struggling right out the gate. What are you feeling for your key to the game, Robert?
You know, kind of on the same thing to piggyback off that, figuring things out. According to Coach Bogenreef, not a whole lot of film on this crew. They lose Willow Thiel, their superstar center forward, and it's a whole new-look team. So for the Cowgirls, just figuring out what kind of scheme Perham's going to run on both sides of the court and just trying to take that away from them right away. The quicker they can figure it out, the better success they're going to have tonight in their home opener.
Yeah, Willow Thiel is a monster. Yeah, she was
key to the game. Key to the game, her graduating. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's what we were begging for last year. We were like, please, someone tell me she's failing art class or something like that. I don't know what's going on, but those are our keys to the game. Once again, brought to you by Smith Motors Wahpeton. Let's dive into our starting lineups, which are brought to you by Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley. I know we're kind of chugging along through the pregame show. We'll probably come back and just talk about how much we love the team afterward. You know, both teams, of course. We'll figure out something to talk about, but we'll dive into the Perm starters first. We got Cora Grismer, who is a 5'4 senior, the lone starter that is a senior in this starting 5, and only one other upperclassman, that is Kaya Anderson, a 5'10 junior. She wears number 5, and then Lauren Jurdy, rocking number 13, 6-foot freshman in the middle, and then we got Reagan Hemberger, a 5'5 freshman, so a pair of freshmen in the starting 5, along with a sophomore, that is Addison Drager. Drager wears number 30, listed at 5'9". And then on to the Cowgirls starters. Oh, you got them written down somewhere? I should probably remember these off the top of my head, but you know, let's dive into it. Sydney Roberts at number 0, 5'6 senior on this squad, and is really, we've been really excited to see Sydney after that teaser for her offensive game in the last game of the year last year. Going for like 30 in the playoff game. That was unreal. So we'll see what Sydney has locked and loaded for this year. On to Jonica Bernades, once again making her return. 5'7 junior for this squad, wears number 2. Parker Yegi wearing number 3, 5'7 junior as well. Piper Janing, a 5'9 sophomore, wearing number 10. And then Erin Blaffitz in the middle, 5'11. 5'11. They must have got her height wrong there. Erin's taller than me. So she's a senior. She's
got those Latrell Sprewell sneakers on, all pumped up. Gives her about an inch or two extra.
I think they're trying to get people to underestimate them because I know she's 6'1". She's got to be 6'1". But that is, once again, a look at your starting lineups, brought to you by Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley, providing superior quality products and services while generating positive return for their patrons. And we'll continue this Red River Grain pregame show. Take a quick break and dive back in and, talk about some of the stuff we're looking forward to seeing here in the season opener and as well as the rest of the season for Cowgirl basketball. You're listening to the Red River Grain pregame show on B92.7.
Jobs, small jobs, and everything in between. Heitkamp Construction has served commercial and industrial clients in the Southern Valley and beyond since 1982. They are your fully licensed construction company, providing earthwork, paving, structural steel, and more. New concrete parking lot or roofing? How about a new metal building for your farm or business? Call Heitkamp Construction in Wahpeton today, 642-5948 for superior construction service you can trust. Call 642-5948. Buying a new home Exciting experience, but it can be a stressful one too. Miller Realty can help relieve some of that stress with a simple formula of integrity, trust, and most importantly, experience. The team made up of Guy, Shelly, Jared, Lisa, Melissa, and Stephanie. They've put in the years helping people buy and sell their homes, and they understand this market. Miller Realty is a trusted legacy business in the towns. Put their knowledge and experience to work for you. Miller Realty in Breckenridge, a lasting tradition of experience, knowledge, integrity, and trust. Find them online at GuyMillerRealty.com.
Minnesota Egg Products proudly supports the communities we serve by sponsoring the broadcast of this high school sporting event. When a team takes the field, there is nothing like experience you can count on to produce a winning season. Minn Kota has that experience team, supported by the latest technology, product, equipment, and information to deliver a winning game plan for your farm. Contact our locations in Breckenridge, Barney, Kent, Wyndmere, Wahpeton, and Colfax. Let our team lead you to a successful farming season.
North Dakota State College of Science is powered by the strong local connections we have with employers, business partners, program advisors, and local business leaders. We're proud to call Wahpeton home. Find out more about how you or your business can support NDSCS by visiting ndscs.edu. That's ndscs.edu.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Eggeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
You want what you want. At Quality Toyota, we totally understand that we aren't going to talk you into a car you don't want. Instead, we're here to help you find the car, the color, the options, and the style that you do want. All with a simple, easy, and stress-free approach, because the price listed online or in every windshield is the only price. That way, we can concentrate on getting you the right car. Quality Toyota, West Lincoln Avenue in Fergus Falls. QualityToyota.net. Let's go places.
How much do you really know about insurance? You have to have it, and your family should be covered at all times in case of an accident. What coverage is best for you? That's where independent insurance agents Tyler Kent and Brad Rivard at Red River Agency Incorporated of Breckenridge can help. They provide all your insurance needs for home, auto, farm, life, commercial, MPCI, and crop hail. It's that easy. Give Tyler Kent or Brad Rivard a call at 643-1623. Red River Agency Incorporated, always by your side.
And welcome back to the Red River Grain pregame show, serving the local farmers since 1986. And as we mentioned, Breckenridge got off to a very hot start to last season. Actually opened last year with a 4-game winning streak. Dropped one game and then improved to 7-1. So at one point we were 7-1. Pair of losses after that. You remember when they scored 98 against Benson? They were just shooting threes like nobody's business.
Unofficial school record, and I mentioned Parker Yege having the single game scoring record. We look in the program, and I believe it says Denise Fries has the scoring record at 40, but the 98 points last year also announced as a scoring record, but
there we go.
Record keeping in Breckenridge dating back a few decades, not good. So it is what it is.
Oh yeah, that's kind of run of the mill.
There is no baseball record, so that's a travesty.
Well, Parker Yege actually enters the season with 1,183 coming into the year. So could actually eclipse Denise Fries as the all-time leading scorer this year. Will likely do it, and still have another year left to go. That's unreal. But the funny thing is, when we were talking about that, I feel like the programs last year didn't have Denise Fries as the record holder. Like, are we crazy, or are we just having the Mandela effect? We're seeing it now. But
well, it's just the thing of having young children at home. Sometimes your mind just goes blank in spaces, so that could be it as well.
Hey, I remember I got to cover that game, Carson Materia at 31. That's I think they originally said that was like 4th all time. Somehow that's dropped down to tied for 10th. So I really like it. Denise Fries has some crazy games. I see how she was definitely qualified to move on to the next level. We got a 40-piece, 36, 34, 34, 32, 32. I think they just found her one season and decided to redo the record books.
Well, next year her record might be 50 because we were talking about it the other day. The older you get, the
The better you were. You know what I think is going to happen? I think someone's going to walk in and say, hey, you said Parker broke the career scoring record? That was Denise's senior season. You're talking about 1,500 points. That would be unreal. But, I'm not ruling anything out. Like you said, the record keeping's a little spotty, but so is our memory. So we'll just roll with what we got. But looks like we're getting creeping up to the national anthem here, and we'll take our final break on the Red River Grain pregame show. Once again, serving the local farmers since 1986. We got Breckenridge Cowgirls basketball coming up shortly with their season opener against Perham Yellowjackets. By the way, better throw in there really quick also before we dip out of here. The results from the last two times, or the last two encounters with this squad. Breckenridge last season got a 65-50 loss in Perham, and then a 69-52 loss at home. Or it says both of these were, no, my apologies. Looks like the first one was in Breckenridge, the second one was in Perham. But like we said, that was the Willow Thiel show. We'll see what this year's iteration of the Yellow Jackets has in store. You're listening to Cowgirl Basketball on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain never changes. Red River Grain works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers, providing grain and agronomy services to help maximize your farm's potential. Red River Grain has been serving farmers for years with competitive prices and high-quality service. Talk to Carson or Brad for your grain and agronomy needs. Red River Grain, East Breckenridge, 643-3738. That's 643-3738, or you can find them online at redrivergrain.com.
Save big this month with Smith Motors in Wapaton. Get up to $120 in rebates on the purchase and install of a set of 4 tires. Save up to $40 in rebates on the purchase and install of front and rear brake pads. Save up to $40 in rebates on the purchase and install on front and rear brake rotors. And save up to $80 in rebates on the purchase and install on GM shocks and struts. Small town friendly, big town deals. Smith Motors, your certified Chevy and GMC dealership in Wapaton. Visit them online at smithmotors.com.
Ever notice how every other ad seems to be an insurance company promising to save you money?
What is with these insurance companies?
Hi, this is Matt.
And this is Amanda.
And we're your local State Farm agents.
We're here to debunk all the insurance junk.
What do you really need to know?
Is a fair and competitive price.
Let us make sure you are getting the best bang for your insurance dollar.
And find out why State Farm has been around for over 100 years and remains #1 today.
Ready to gain an edge in your career? Titan Machinery Service Apprenticeship Program is designed for anyone wishing to become a diesel mechanic, working on Case IH equipment through full-time, on-the-job training. Enjoy hands-on work experience. Learn from factory-trained service and apply your knowledge from school directly to your work with this unique program opportunity. Become a Titan in the industry and grow with a dealership that invests in you at Titan Machinery Wapaton, your local Case IH dealer. Visit titanmachinery.com/careers to learn more.
Earlier this year, Dad mentioned needing to downsize. Well, with Mom gone, the house is just too big. I worry about him being alone too much.
So getting the rest of the family home for the holidays this year, it was a good talk about some healthy alternatives.
Well, the first place that came to mind was Villa. So we took a tour. Dad loved it from the start.
Everything Dad needs is right there at Twin Town Villa. Meals, best of all, action with his neighbors.
If someone you love is ready for a healthy alternative in the new year, and take a tour of Twin Town Villa.
Breckenridge Schools, Breckenridge Pride, inspiring to excel.
Hello, my and Butts, proud parent of 2 little Breckenridge Cowboys. My family Breckenridge and feel lucky to have such great schools. Breckenridge schools excel due to their dedicated faculty and staff. They truly care for the individual student. They encourage and foster an atmosphere that creates self-pride that will lead the next generation. They make school cool. A good school is cornerstone to a good community, and we're so lucky to have that here in Breckenridge. Breck schools inspire my boys to excel, and for that, I have Breckenridge pride. Play the jingle.
Breckenridge Schools, Breckenridge Pride, inspiring to excel.
Frederick Seed Incorporated in Fox Home would like to wish the Breckenridge Cowboys good luck in tonight's game. They'd also like to recognize the Breckenridge cheerleading squad, Ellen Paige Hershey, Sophia Johnson, Athena Levy, and Annabelle and Aubrey Martinez. Frederick Seed Incorporated says keep up the great work to the Breckenridge Cowboys football team and the cheerleading squad.
Folding a fitted sheet, programming the thermostat, matching your socks. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your home doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like finding that missing sock. That's simple human sense.
That's Carlson Family Insurance in Wapaton, representing auto owners insurance. Visit Carlson Family Insurance Agency in Wapaton today. Call 672-6002 or on the web at www.cfiagency.com.
And welcome back as we get ready to wrap up the Red River Grain pregame show. Well, we basically already did wrap it up. I'll let you know the starters one more time. Once again, brought to you by Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley, providing superior quality products and services while generating a positive return for their patrons. Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley. Perham Yellowjackets have Cora Grismer, 5'4" senior, wearing number 2. Kaya Anderson, rocking number 5, a 5'10" junior. Then we have Lauren Jurdy, 6' freshman, wearing number 13. Along with Jurdy, we got Reagan Hemberger. She's a freshman wearing number 15, listed at 5'5". And then we have Addison Drager, a 5'9" sophomore, wearing number 30 for this squad. And on to the Breckenridge Cowgirls starters. 4 of the same starters from last year. Sydney Roberts will be leading the way here in her senior campaign. Wearing number 0, she is listed at 5'6". My apologies. Parker Yagi wearing number 3, 5'7" junior. Jonica Bernardes, another 5'7" junior. And then we got Piper Janing, 5'9" sophomore, wearing number 10. And then Aaron Bloffus in the middle, 5'11" senior, allegedly 5'11". I'll roll with that. Cowgirls getting ready to jump it up.
Tip-off presented by NDSCS, the science of learning by doing.
Let's see who they got. Bloffus hopping it up with.
Shout out to Jet Lee at NDSCS, also known as Lee Schwartz,
Jet Lee,
ally of the station.
My guy. Lauren Jurdy jumping it up with Aaron Bloffus. Bloffus wins the tip. Sydney Roberts tracks it down over by the student section. Hands it off to Jonica Bernardes. First action in about a year. Gets it over to Roberts. Roberts was looking at Yagi in the high post. Instead goes to Bernardes. Back to Roberts, and Roberts trying to pick up where she left off from last year's playoff game, but misses on the 3. Perham Yellowjackets come back with Cora Grismer, the senior, kicks it out to the right wing area. Over to Addison Drager, and now back to Grismer over on the left side. Sydney Roberts trying to clamp her up. Now over to Kaya Anderson, who swings it over to the right wing. And now they go into the post, first post touch of the game. Inside out look, out to the left wing, but they don't take it. Over to the left corner. Dribble drive and trying to pass it over the block. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Perham's got to get to work. 1 second. They're not going to get the shot off. Head coach Tony Bogenreeve, very happy about that. Head coach of the Perham Yellowjackets, TJ Super, maybe not as much.
Well, with the shot clock in Minnesota now, you're going to get action one way or another. They're either going to score it or it's going to be a big stop for the defense.
It's hard to think about when we didn't have a shot clock. Piper Janing kicks it out to Parker Yagi for an open triple off the mark. Cowgirls have gone to that spot both times, and Perham has turned it into a defensive rebound both times. Swung up to the top of the key for a triple from Addison Drager off the mark. Jonica Bernardes with the board, pushing the tempo, feeds it up to Janing for the first points of the season, and off the mark instead. Sydney Roberts with the board. Roberts was looking at a cutting Yagi, instead goes to the top of the key. Bernardes pulls the trigger and got it! Jonica Bernardes with her first points back.
Welcome back. Jonica Bernardes hits that one from Wapaton. That was about 4 feet behind the line.
You know, most people get pretty excited about a big emotional moment like that. She looked like she got even more locked in after that. She's like, all right, that's out of the way. Now let's hunker down.
That was red dead, straight on, hit the back iron, went in.
16:20 left in this opening half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. 3-0 Breckenridge lead to open it up. Swung over to the right corner. They're looking in the post, but instead are going to swing it over to Kaya Anderson. Puts up a 3 off the mark. And Piper Janing tracks down the rebound. Kind of mishandled it a little bit, but was able to track it down. Sydney Roberts crosses the timeline. Swings it over to John Bernardes. Feeds it in the left corner. Good pass fake there, and then fed up to Sydney Roberts. Feet behind the top of the key. They feed it in the high post. Defense collapses, leaving Sydney Roberts open for a 3. Off the mark, though. First game of the year. Breckenridge trying to find their stroke. And Sydney Roberts tips it out of bounds. Breckenridge applying the pressure off the rebound. And Ava Janing going to get her first action of the year, checking in for Bernardes. And Mariah Coltis checking in for Aaron Blothus. I don't know if we were thinking that there was maybe going to be a minutes restriction on Jonica Bernardes potentially, but you can only do that so much with 7, kind of a rotation. We don't know how many we're going to see right away, but I know 7 for sure kind of solidified.
You know, she hit it hard during rehab, but being on the court playing in real game time stuff, they're probably going to take it easy on her a little bit.
Ava Janing with a deflection, and then that turns into a foul. Ava Janing and Piper Janing put a nice little Janing trap over there, forcing a Perham Yellowjacket foul.
We saw Sydney Roberts shoot 2 threes already in this one, Turner. She shot 6.1 a game last year. Parker Yagi shot 5 a game, so they're not afraid to let it fly.
Does Bogey share stats with you? That's crazy.
This is the huddle.
I don't ever get stats from him. No, I'm just kidding. Breckenridge going back to work. Ava Janing inbounds it to Parker Yagi. Yagi dribbles it near the top of the key. Kicks it over to the right side to Sydney Roberts. Roberts over to Ava Janing. Janing back to Roberts in the right corner. She feeds it inside to Mariah Coltis. Elbow jumper after she kicks it out to Ava Janing for 2. She gets her first points of the season. 5-0 Breckenridge lead. 15-12 remaining in this opening half. And Breckenridge sticking with this trap, this full court trap, and forces a turnover. Piper Janing dishes off to Parker Yagi for the 2. 7-0 run to start off this game. And this full court trap giving Grismer and the Yellow Jackets trouble. They feed it down the court, though, to Hemberger. And then this 3 is off the mark. The follow also off the mark. Parker Yagi with the rebound, looking to push tempo. Yagi pulls it back out, swings it over to Sydney Roberts for a corner triple. And off the mark. Oh, boy, she has been pulling the trigger to start this game off.
She's about halfway to her season average last year per game. She's already shot 3 of them. But
3 minutes and 20 seconds. And I assume we're going to see a lot of quick shifts here with the maybe a potentially slim rotation. Piper Janing and Parker Yagi check out of the game. Anna Spear into the game now. We saw her get some good varsity tick last year. She's got a nice stroke off the bench. Jonica Bernardes back in the game too. Fed into the right corner. Now they try to go inside and out of bounds. We'll see if we're going to see a timeout potentially here from the Perham Yellowjackets. Not yet.
And looking at those 3-point numbers while we got a chance here, I know Jonica only played 2 games. She shot 6.5 threes a game. So live or die by the 3, I guess.
Oh, well, she's in the half-court circle. Pull the trigger right here. Bernardes looking for an open teammate. Got everybody kind of stacked across, 4 across, 2 at the elbow, 2 on the wings. Coltis goes inside to Roberts. Quick kick out to Anna Spear, who puts it up, and nothing but net. I don't even know how the net moved on that one. Anna Spear.
Yeah, one of those perfect threes where the net comes all the way up the top of the cylinder.
10-0 run to start off this game. Ava Janing tips this one out of bounds. She brings some great energy off the bench. Last year, I kept whipping out the comparison of Amber Lingen, who I'd covered when I started working at the newspaper, and I see a lot of her game in Ava Janing. But Ava's a dog. She's also got one of the nastiest Euros on the team too. Watch out for that. Jonica Bernardes going for the steal, and we got a double dribble instead. Maybe the first game of the year. Jitters getting to Lauren Jurdy. And we got our timeout taken. This timeout brought to you by Heitkamp Construction. Once you build with them, you won't do it any other way. Heitkamp Construction in Wobton. Breckenridge off to a 10-0 lead. You're listening to Cowgirl Basketball on B92.7 FM.
Your daughter has the flu. Breaks his arm. You need quality medical care you can count on. CHI St. Francis Primary Care Walk-In Clinic. Quality family care. Go to the Primary Care Walk-In Clinic at CHI St. Francis, where there is no appointment necessary. Hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 7:30 and 9 to 5 on the weekend. Quality care close to home. You get the finest care for home injuries, common illnesses, and emergency service. Virtual visit 647. We treat you like family. You're one of our own.
And welcome back after that Highcam construction timeout. Breckenridge off to a 10-0 lead here in their first game of the season. On a spear, inbounds it to Jonica Bernades. Bernades crowds the timeline. Gets a screen from Aaron Blofis, who dives to the basket. Bernades kicks it out to Yagi, who is popping. Yagi pulls back out, swings it over to Spear, into the right corner to Bernades. Bernades was looking to get downhill, pulls it back out. Hands it off to Ava Janing. Janing back to Bernades. She puts up a three from the right side, off the mark. Aaron Blofis tried to tap it out to her, but nobody there. Was looking for the right corner. Probably the right idea, but just didn't have anyone there to be on the receiving end of that.
Bogey will probably say, just go grab it next time.
It looked like she definitely could have, that's for sure. And now we got a steal. Parker Yagi looking for her second bucket of the year, and she's got it. Parker Yagi with her second bucket. She's got a game-high 4 points. 12-0 run to start off this game. And this Cowgirl trap is giving the Yellow Jackets fits. And this is a young Perham squad coming into this ball game. Said they start 2 freshmen, so we knew that this could potentially be the start of it. This is probably a lot of these girls' first real varsity action against a team that is completely reloading from last year with all the same girls back. And we got our first points of the year, though, from number 5, Kaya Anderson.
That's the part about Minnesota high school basketball, playing halves. Lots of time to make a run if you fall behind early like Perham has here tonight.
David Janing on the left wing. Oh, nice little behind the back. Puts up the lefty floater off the mark.
Lefty floater from like 12 feet away?
I know, not with the offhand, we might add, if you guys didn't know that she's a righty. Kaya Anderson going to get to work again. Up to the top of the key. Now back to Anderson. Parker Yagi took a big screen on that one. 3 off the mark, and Yagi tracks down the board. Feeds it up to Jonica Bernades. Bernades thought about the 3. Instead a pass fake, and then tries to go to a cutting spear, but it's tipped back out. Bernades looking to go to work with the layup, and ooh, that looked like it was going to be an N1. I think they would have heard me in Lopton if I was screaming N1 after that one. Jonica Bernades, everybody, I don't think there's anyone in the gym that everyone's cheering for more. For either side, quite the journey back. Bernades puts up the first free throw, and good.
You know, we've seen some of the videos of her rehab process, and it wasn't your standard de facto ACL rehab. I mean, she's out there doing cone drills, doing all kinds of stuff, working with some NDSU trainers, all kinds of stuff just to get up to speed.
I can say we can see how it's working out so far. Next free throw up, and good.
She'll get a quick breather here. Sydney Roberts will check in. Give Bernades a little rest here. She's got, what, 5 points here, Turner?
Yep. I got her for 5, and you know, it's kind of like when Klay Thompson was out for that really long time, and everyone just kept saying, "Hey, he's a shooter. Don't worry about that. They're gonna come back a shooter." Jonica right now proving that theory correct. She's got a game-high 5 points, 14-2 Cowgirl lead to open up this ball game. Pull-up jumper is off the mark from Anderson. Rebounded by the Yellow Jackets, and it gets tied up for a jump ball. Possession arrow goes to the Yellow Jackets. And there's one player on this team I definitely shouldn't forget their name. That's Kaya Anderson, because she has the same exact name as my sister-in-law. Just had a birthday this week. Shout out to you, Kaya. Hope you had a fantastic day. And that one is tipped out of bounds. She spells it differently, though. Kaija. That's how we get on my sister-in-laws, as opposed to this girl is K-A-I-A. And now inbounding is the other Kaya. Gets it in cleanly. And nice, trying to go to a nice little drop off there with Parker Yagi in the passing lane. Yagi wide open for a triple. She's taking that every time. Off the mark. Rebounded by one of the Perham Yellowjackets subs, Addison Hackle. And Hackle is looking to get in the scoring column right away. Into transition.
Good example of a big run in the floor, just north-south, up and down the court.
That was textbook. Rim to rim. Sydney Roberts gets a ball screen, tries to get downhill. Out to Yagi. Yagi with a nice little pick and roll action. Aaron Blofis. Aaron Blofis gets in the scoring column. And I'm just loving how poised I'm seeing everybody, but just look how Parker's not really jumping the gun to get super aggressive here. She's just being really methodical and just kind of just letting everybody get involved and kind of taking her time with it as Breckenridge runs away with this rebound. Sydney Roberts on the left wing. Changing speeds and then kicks it out to the left corner to Piper Janing. Nice little action there to Ava with the lefty reverse. Ava Janing with her second bucket off the nice feed from her sister Piper. Piper, right on cue, tips that loose. Sydney Roberts comes away with the steal. I don't want to know how many steals they're going to have already. And Piper Janning capitalizing to put another one in.
So 4 quick points by the Janning family.
Sydney Roberts and Mariah Coltis, the only girls who've gotten in the game who haven't scored already. 20-4 run to start off this game with 10:21 remaining in this opening half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Kaya Anderson looking to go to work on Ava Janning. Janning, being aggressive on the swipe. I think she got a little mad about that push-off.
Yeah, I think she might have got a forearm to the throat there and return the favor, and she's going to get caught. It's usually the one who reacts.
She's going to be the first one I get to shout out for the basketball season where I say, yep, she can beat me up. That's all right. I'm aware. I just saw how she was not having that right there.
We got to start training like former Breckenridge Cowboy Chris Nito. He's got his first fight coming up in January.
Oh, I forgot about that. Shout out to Chris. Good luck. Be safe out there. As safe as you can be. Perham looking to work it around the perimeter. Pretty heavy on the right side of the floor here. Kaya Anderson freeing herself up, drives inside, and Coltis there to be Johnny on the spot, but there is a blocking foul.
It's going to be one of those where she just got too deep underneath the hoop, and she's in the restricted circle. Good job staying straight up, but you just can't stand underneath the basket.
I love getting your official expertise here. I always forget you're an official until we hop on the air together. I'm like, oh yeah, Robert actually knows what he's doing when it comes to, if anyone can criticize the refs, it's just you, I guess.
If you're in that,
please don't criticize the refs right now.
For viewers at home, if you're in that restricted area underneath the hoop, you got to jump and clear yourself. Otherwise, it's going to be a block every time, even if you get plowed over like a freight train.
Kaya Anderson knocks down the first free throw, trying to make it a 2-for-2 trip, and she does.
And we are streaming this game on KBMW News Live YouTube for all of our traditional radio listeners. Go check it out.
26, your score, with 9:55 remaining in this opening half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Mariah Coltis, the quick dribble handoff to Bernades, who feeds it up to Roberts. Roberts looking to drive on the left side, lefty layup off the mark. Rebounded by Coltis. We're going to say a foul on the ground before that. One of those moments where you're like a for sure bucket, but then there's a foul and negates it right away. You're like, why don't you just not blow the whistle on that? But
I was waiting for the Coltis put back dunk there maybe next time.
Oh, yeah. She's waiting to get one off a free throw, I think she said. Bernades, my apologies, on a spear. Now they go inside to Coltis. Coltis up to Bernades. Bernades with a quick dribble attack. Goes up with a righty scoop, and it's like she has not missed a beat. 7 points. She's outscoring the Yellowjackets. 9:24 left to play here in the opening half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. 22-6. Breckenridge giving the Yellowjackets fits. Up to Kaya Anderson. Once again, kind of overloaded on the left side of the floor, but now they're evening it out. Swing it over to the left wing. 3 is up, and was looking for the bank. Not open on Friday night. On to Spear. Gets it to Sydney Roberts. She crosses the timeline, surveying the defense. She's got Kaya Anderson on her. Doesn't take her. Swings it over to Spear. Quick rotate over to the corner. They try to feed inside to Coltis, but there's a swarm of Yellowjackets there for the steal instead. 8:45 remaining in this opening half. Yellowjackets trying to cut into the 16-point lead. Anderson trying to drive on Roberts. Tall order. Swings it over to the left wing. 3's off the mark. Into the right corner. They're going to put up another one. That was kind of a quick pull on the trigger. I think that was a 2-pointer. Caught me off guard there, but 33, Sophie Nelson.
And they're just not getting anything they want. If you're Perm, that was kind of a throw up a prayer at the basket, watch it drop.
I know. I checked the shot clock after I saw it because I was like, oh, that had to have been a shot clock pull, but there's still 14 on there. So
well, they got a good look, and they couldn't take it for granted.
And now Coltis off a nice feed from Bernades, off the mark though. They get up to number 1, Ashton Kunza. But she ends up dragging the foot. And we got a timeout taken by head coach Tony Bogardry for the Cowgirls. They're up 22-8 with 8:03 left to play in the opening half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. 30-second timeout. We'll be right back. You're listening to Cowgirl Basketball on B92.7 FM.
What can you do in 30 seconds? Warm up your coffee, tie your shoes, Google, should I get screened for lung cancer? Then actually get screened for cancer. If you're a current or former smoker, talk with an Essentia Health provider about your eligibility for a low-dose CT screening because early-stage lung cancer often has no signs or symptoms. Screening can mean an increased chance of successful treatment. Learn more at a
B92.7 is KBMW Breckenridge Wahpeton. All the hits from KBM today.
And welcome back after that high camp construction timeout. 8 minutes left to play in the opening half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. 22-8, Cowgirls up on the Perham Yellowjackets, looking for Mariah Coltis. Coltis gets a little too far under, but Parker Yagi with the smart cut to the bucket. And then she was looking to potentially dish it off, but drew the foul.
Power dribble there from Parker Yagi, create a little space and get that foul. She was trapped, 3 defenders surrounding her, and you know, sometimes you don't want them to put the ball down in that area, but she was right underneath the hoop, so that bought her some space.
I'm a big fan of that cut. That was nice. Bernades looking to get a triple off the inbound, and she's got it. Jonica Bernades. Did we already say welcome back? Welcome back again. Second triple of the game for Jonica Bernades. She's already got 10 points. Perham Yellowjackets trailing 25-8, 7:28 remaining in this opening half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. And we got a travel. This one was on number 15, Reagan Hemberger.
Bernades, one of those players who's just got like that fire to her. You could tell just by talking to her. I remember in the offseason saying, hey, I'll shoot a video of you in the starting lineup when you come back if you're starting. And this was before they'd planned anything. She said, I'll be starting.
She better be. We'd all be calling for Bogey's job. And stolen Ava Janning was looking for Parker Yagi on the pick and roll, and Bernades is going to pick up the foul. 25-8. Cowgirl lead on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Both teams at, Cowgirls at 3 team fouls, Perham at 4. That's the first foul on Bernades, by the way. Kaya Anderson inbounding next to the Breckenridge student section. Got a good turnout for the student section today. Love that for the opener.
Must be like a pajama night or something. Everybody looks comfy over there in the student section.
That's every day. Kaya Anderson kicks it out to the top of the key. Over to the left wing. Nice closeout from Bernades. And Perham kicks it back out to Nelson. Oh, nice little drive to the cup, but blocked and rebounded by Aaron Blofis. And then a jump ball. Possession arrow goes to the Cowgirls.
I'm not entirely sure you can jump off 1 foot and land on 2 with a stagger like that, but she got away with one there, and luckily the jump ball is going to go to Breckenridge still.
I watched so much NBA that was just like, that's just normal for me. I was like, oh yeah, that's just your normal gather and hop, you know, couple steps. Parker Yagi crosses the timeline. Swings it over to Ava Janning on the right wing, waiting for a screen from her sister Piper. And a little too much on that pick and roll and threw into a congested area. Stolen away, Kaya Anderson. Ooh, nice little crossover to get to the cup, and layup off the mark, rebounded by Sydney Roberts, who's still looking for her first points. Roberts, nice little turnaround after picking up the dribble. Gets it to Ava Janning, who's cutting off of her. She feeds it to Piper Janning. Janning loses control, is fighting for it with a pair of Yellowjackets, and Aaron Blofis also gets on the floor, but the Yellowjackets come out with it. Trying to run in transition. Kaya Anderson lines up a 3 and rattles it in. Kaya Anderson with 7 points.
They like getting the ball into her hands and letting her run in transition too at 5'10", so a little bit of big guard play from the Yellowjackets.
I remembered her from last year, so I knew that she was going to have a bit of a presence out there, but she's just really showing it. Aaron Blofis, the nice little mismatch inside, and goes up for 2 for her second bucket. 4 points for her, 27-11 Cowgirl lead on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard.
Talk about backing somebody down.
Parker Yagi steals it away. Ava Janning feeds it to Piper Janning. Look at that ball movement. Piper Janning.
And talk about backing somebody down. Aaron Blofis there, she just kind of leaned on her, put her all the way down to the low block for that basket.
That was bully ball. They recognized that that switch and that mismatch right away. I love that.
It's that Blofis family strength, I guess.
Oh, boy. Farm strength, they tell me. Yeah,
must have skipped you, Turner.
Yeah, exactly. Me just being twiggy over here. Jump ball. There's something to that farm strength, though. I'm telling you, both my brothers are quite a bit stronger than me.
I got to be careful over here, though, because you could probably do 25 reps with me on the bench. So
I highly doubt that. I don't lift. It seems unlikely. But inbounding under the basket, we got number 30, Addison Drager. Oh, a little bit of a miscue there. One zigged, the other zagged, and is thrown out of bounds. Cowgirls trying to make it a 20-point lead, up 29-11 with 5:04 left to play.
It's nice to be back in the climate control here after the way the football season ended. It gets chilly at the end of the fall.
Oh, it got treacherous out there. I mean, some of the games you had covering Wapton were a little more gruesome than the ones I got, as the officials are chatting over. Oh, was there a miscue on the jump ball?
Looks like they're talking about the possession arrow, so. And the table had it right, so give the table their roses. The arrow's going to stay, but shout out to Rick Martinson and crew just staying on top of everything here. Rick from Barnesville, really good baseball umpire. Done a couple games with him. He's a good guy to work with.
Yeah, I recognized him from the baseball season. Inbounded to Bernades. 5:01 left to play here in the opening half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Up to Coltis, who was looking for on a spear on the back cut, but wasn't meant to be. Stolen away by the Yellow Jackets. Looks like that's how kind of all the turnovers are going for Breckenridge, trying to feed those cutting players, but just sailing it a little too much or throwing it into tough areas. But other than that, they're doing good work on the perimeter, taking care of it. Kaya Anderson trying to do some more good work on the perimeter. She won't get her third three of the game, though. Jonica Bernades feeds it out to Piper Janing in the corner. Janing goes into Coltis, and another entry pass is batted and stolen away. 4:25 left to play in the opening half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. And we got a timeout taken by head coach TJ Super for the Perham Yellowjackets. We'll take a quick break as well. This timeout brought to you by Heitkamp Construction. You're listening to Cowgirl Basketball on B92.7 FM, part of the I3G Sports Network.
Protect your equipment. Awarded by purchasing premium Cenex lubricants with Cenex gift cards for gallons. You can earn a $50 Visa gift card for every 100 gallons Cenex diesel and tractor hydrants, gear lubes, and greases purchased between now and through February of 2024. Contact Farmers Union Oil of certifying Cenex products and promotion details. Some exclusions apply. Don't forget to ask about the best warranty in the industry. The Cenex Total Protection Plan. Proven durability, powered local.
And welcome back after that Heitkamp Construction timeout. Breckenridge Cowgirls up 29-11 on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. 4:19 left to play in this opening half, and Parker Yagi steals the inbound. Ooh, and it's a Euro right after that for two. Baby.
Parker Yagi stamps her passport, takes that one all the way to the basket.
Big fan. Big fan. Mono Ginobili just walked into this gym. 31-11. Cowgirl lead with 4:03 left to play on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. I think she heard me say Ava Janing had the best year on the team and was like, let's clarify something here. Swing it over to the right corner, over to the right side of the floor, and an open triple off the nice ball movement for number 22, Quinn Hansen. Would you believe me if I told you that half their points are coming off the bench and the other half are coming from Kaya Anderson? That leaves 4 scoreless starters at this point for the Yellow Jackets. So they're going to have to change that if they want to cut into this lead more. Yagi gets it over to Ava Janing, who's trying to answer with the three of her own, off the mark. Rebounded by the Yellow Jackets and stolen away by Anna Spear. That was a nice heads-up play getting in the passing lane. Ava Janing swings it over to Jonica Bernades for another triple, off the mark. And looks like out of play, so heading the other way. As Aaron Bloffus and Sydney Roberts, the pair of senior leaders on this squad, checking in the ball game.
And here's a key stretch for Perham. They're down by 17. If they can even get it down to like a dozen here, Breck, very little depth here to start the season. And second half, that's going to wane on you a little bit in your first game of the year. So
I'm excited to see that. As Kaya Anderson swings it over to near the top of the key to Cora Grismer, looking for her first bucket. Puts it up with a floater and draws the foul, so she'll try to get it at the free throw line. Jonica Bernades helping up her fellow two.
You like to see Aaron Bloffus make a statement down there at the block. You know, went for the ball, a little bit of hard contact, but you can't let those guards come in untouched, and better to make them earn it at the free throw line.
If you're going to foul hard, I'm told.
It was a nice clean play, but yeah, a little bit of hard contact there. Make them think twice about taking the rock inside.
Grisma knocks down the first free throw for her first point of the season. 31-15. Cowgirl lead on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard with 3:06 left to play. And knocks down both of them. Cuts the lead to 15 with 3:03 left to play on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard in the opening half. And we have Ava Janing swinging over to Piper Janing. Pass fake, and then to the high post to Aaron Bloffus. Bloffus to Piper. She's going to put up a 3. And well short. They're going to say tip. Official on top of that one, because I wasn't sure. I had a pretty good angle on it. I still wasn't sure if that was tipped or not. No disrespect to Piper's jumper there, obviously. I was just saying. Parker Yagi gets the inbound. Back out to Piper Janing. Yagi, hard pass fake, and then trying to back down the defender. Kicks out to Ava Janing on the right wing. She kind of lost her dribble, but was fouled. Fouled by 22, Quinn Hansen. She's an 8th grader on this squad. So like we said, we're seeing a lot of single digits when we look at the grade line here on this squad. I count 2 new 8th graders and 3 freshmen as well on this squad. So could have all 5 of them on the court, and none of them would be sophomores or past that, as we got a missed layup. I almost said would be in high school, and then I remember freshman. So 3 from Aaron Bloffus off the mark. Sydney Roberts trying to follow it, but stepped out of bounds.
So Roberts with 2 offensive rebounds on that play. I guess 1. Second one's not going to count, but good hustle by her. And a lot of hustle plays. Looking back to the stats last year, Parker Yagi, not only did she have 3.3 steals, she had 3 deflections a game.
Oh, my
So,
goodness.
I mean, that's 7 possessions a game where she's touching the ball, and that's just one player on this Cowgirls team, so a little bit of disruption.
That makes me so happy that they keep track of deflections. An underrated statistic in my book. And it swung over. I said screen assist should be something everyone should keep track of.
Yeah, there you go. Noah Christensen would be averaging a double-double at Concordia with screen assists.
Oh, I love myself a good flare screen. When I see a flare screen, I scream. As that one is out of bounds, Cowgirls will take over. 2:07 left to play in this opening half. Jonica Bernadez gets a screen from Parker Yagi, tries to get downhill, and whoa! They're going to say foul on the floor, but what touch on that one.
High off the glass.
It's like she hasn't even missed a game, man. I'm losing my mind. 2:01 left to play. 31-16 is your score on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Bernadez sails that pass a little too much right after I'm talking about she's at mid-season form. Parker Yagi thought about the triple, skips it over to the right side to Sydney Roberts. Roberts gets called for the push-off.
I like Yagi really letting the game just come to her tonight.
Yeah.
She might not be piling up the box score, but she's drawing a lot of attention. She's not forcing anything.
Yeah, I think that would be a different story if this game was a 5-point game instead of 15. I think maybe she'd be like, all right, it's time to take this one over. But we got a foul over by the Cowgirl bench.
A little look of disgust there from Tony Bogenry if they had the trap on and there was nowhere for Perm to go and they got bailed out there, and everybody's saying who did what.
Second foul on Sydney Roberts, so she'll have to
Back
head
to
the
back.
bench. Yep, but only 1:46 left in the opening half. So if they have to sit her for the rest of the half, not too big of a span as he gets swung around the perimeter. Over to Kai Anderson on the left wing, trying to get by Jonica Bernadez, but quick with those feet. Doing a good job of staying in her lane on the zone as Ava Janing gets a pair of deflections there. I mean, do you still call them deflections if you slap the ball out, but then, doesn't? Do you think that counts into the statistics, or is it just like you're in the passing lane kind of thing? What are you thinking?
If you poke it away, I think a deflection's got to be a pass,
Yeah,
right? It's got to be
yeah.
like a player-to-player movement.
Well, if you poke it away from someone and then you just pop it straight up in the air and someone else runs and catches it, I think they should get a deflection for that, and then the other person gets the steal, even though the person who poked it should get the steal in my book. But officials talking it over, they say we're all good. Looks like they had to double-check something in the scorer's book. Emily Gowan helping out with that. And now we got a foul on the floor. This is 1-1. Both teams were at 16 fouls. And that's on Ava Janing. I believe it's her first. Oh, her second as well.
And
where it's coming to bite you to only have the 8-girl rotation at this point.
yeah, something to keep an eye on. It's a good thing there's only 90 seconds left in the half,
Yep.
but like you said, there's not a whole lot of players on this team that are ready to go tonight.
Cora Grismer, apologies. 2 points so far, and now 3 for 3 at the line. Perham Yellowjackets as a team are 5 for 5, and Cowgirls are 2 for 2.
The Cowgirls have really slowed down here down the stretch of the first half.
Biggest lead being 20, or just shy of 20. I think they actually had it at 20. 31-18. Bernadez looking to spark her squad. She's already got 10 points in this game. It's to Anna Spear on the right wing. Spear picks up her dribble, was looking inside to Blofis, but the pass was deflected. And now tied up for another jump ball. And Perham just doing a good job of congesting the lane, making entry passes difficult, and that seems to be the key, keeping them out of the paint. But the Cowgirls are still trying to get there, so we'll see if they're going to maybe lean on the three a little bit more. Even though it already seems like they're shooting a good amount of threes, but we'll see. Kai Anderson swings over to the left wing, now feeds it inside to Grismer. Swung over to Anderson in front of the student section. They're trying to, oh, it worked. They were going with the fake running down shot clock from the student section. I'm not sure if that's why she pulled the trigger, but I kind of feel like it was. Parker Yegi trying to get by the defender, pivoting around, and then kicks it to Aaron Blofis. Skip past the left wing. Jonica Bernadez thought about it for a second and then said, why not? Pulls the trigger on her third triple of the half. 13 points in Bernadez's first game back. And now she's going to try to tie it up for a jump ball, but instead is going to pick up a foul. Actually on Piper Janing. So Breckenridge might have dodged a bullet with that one. Got to see Bernadez had a foul already. So Kai Anderson shooting the 1-and-1. And we got our first missed free throw of the game, but Perham with the offensive rebound. Anderson kicks it out to an open shooter for three. Off the back iron. Oh, Anna Spear is able to get the rebound. Gets it up to Aaron Blofis. 10 seconds left in the half. They feed it up to Jonica Bernadez. Bernadez to a trailing Blofis. She's wide open for three and does not get any of that. Airballs it, and Breckenridge was able to save it, but that'll be half. 34-18, Breckenridge leads, heading in the locker room. We'll take a quick break, come back with your Minn Kota Ag Products halftime show. Once again, Cowgirls up 34-18. You are listening to Cowgirl Basketball on B92.7 FM, watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, part of the I3G Sports Network.
Big jobs, small jobs, and everything in between. Heidkamp Construction has served commercial and industrial clients in the Southern Valley and beyond since 1982. They are your fully licensed company, providing earthwork, paving, structural steel, and more. Need a new concrete parking lot or roofing? How about a new metal building for your farm or business? Call Heidkamp Construction in Wahpeton today at 642-48 for superior construction service you can trust. Call 2594. Buying a new home is an experience, but it can be a stressful one too. Miller Realty can help relieve some of that stress with a simple formula. And most importantly, their talented team is made up of Guy, Shelly, Jared, Lisa, Melissa, and Stephanie. They've put in the years helping people buy and sell their homes, and they understand this market. Miller Realty is business in the Twin Towns. Put their knowledge and experience to work for you. Miller Realty in Breckenridge, a lasting tradition of experience, knowledge, integrity, and trust. Find them online at GuyMillerRealty.com.
Minn Kota Ag Products proudly supports the communities we serve by sponsoring the broadcast of this high school sporting event. When a team takes the field, there is nothing like experience you can count on to produce a winning season. Minn Kota has that experienced team, supported by the latest technology, products, equipment, and information to deliver a winning game plan for your farm. Contact our locations in Breckenridge, Barney, Kent, Wyndmere, Wahpeton, and Colfax. Let our team lead you to a successful farming season.
North Dakota State College of Science is powered by the strong local connections we have with employers, business partners, program advisors, and local business leaders. We're proud to call Wahpeton home. Find out more about how you or your business can support NDSCS by visiting ndscs.edu. That's ndscs.edu.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Eggeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
You want what you want. At Quality Toyota, we totally understand that we aren't going to talk you into a car you don't want. Instead, we're here to help you find the car, the color, the options, and the style that you do want. All with a simple, easy, and stress-free approach, because the price listed online or in every windshield is the only price. That way, we can concentrate on getting you the right car. Quality Toyota, West Lincoln Avenue in Fergus Falls. QualityToyota.net. Let's go places.
How much do you really know about insurance? You have to have it, and your family should be covered at all times in case of an accident. What coverage is the best for you? That's where independent insurance agents Tyler Kent and Brad Rivard at Red River Agency Incorporated of Breckenridge can help. They provide all your insurance needs for home, auto, farm, life, commercial, MPCI, and crop hail. It's that easy. Give Tyler Kent or Brad Rivard a call at 643-1623. Red River Agency Incorporated, always by your side.
And welcome to the Minn Kota Ag Products Halftime Show, your #1 grain marketing and production agriculture supply company. Breckenridge up 34-18, and we've seen a lot of good things in the first half from the Cowgirls. What stood out to you, Robert?
Well, obviously, Exhibit A, Jonica Bernatis coming back, leading the Cowgirls in scoring. Looks like you got her down for what, 10?
13.
13 points.
Just a baker's dozen for the half. That's not too shabby.
Just stepping into threes and everything like it never left. Getting set on her shots. She took a couple into the hoop and had an and one waved off. So she's doing a little bit of everything. That's what stood out to me. Welcome back, Jonica Bernatis.
I think when most people tear their ACL, they would be happy to come back. And if they got 13, they'd be like, hey, look at me. I'm doing all right. I don't think if you walk up to Jonica and be like, if you got 13 tonight, would you be all right with that? No, I wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Why do you think I'd be okay with that? I might be okay with getting 13 and a half. I'll be all right with that. So I'm excited to see what we get from her in the second half, as the Cowgirls have built a 16-point halftime lead here. And at one point, we're leading by 20 in this ball game, and kind of settled in again right before the half to kind of reassert control of this ball game. But Breckenridge, given this Perham Yellowjacket backcourt fits with their full court press, and they've kind of toned down a little bit with that. But I think that's really where they kind of made their hay for the most part this in the first half at least. What do you think?
Yeah, and it was a 10-0 start to this game by the Cowgirls, and Perham to start this game, they just played right into the trap. I mean, I'm not going to say they didn't try to break it, but the Cowgirls would give them the corner here, and they would just go right to that corner, just kind of sucked in there, and then they were stuck. And after they broke out of that, they cut it to, I believe, 13 points.
Yep.
So credit them for making adjustments, but it might be a little too late. We'll see how the stamina of the Cowgirls holds up after the break.
Let's dive into these stats now. We got our State Farm Stat Report brought to you by our local State Farm agents, Matt and Amanda Frederick. Jonica Bernatis, we got her for 13 points, 3 triples already. Not too bad at all. Parker Yagi following with 6, along with the two the duo is back. The outstanding class of 2026 then. The outstanding class of 2026 duo that we've seen since they were 7th graders. It's so fun to see those two playing again. 19 points combined between the two of them. 4 apiece from Aaron Blofus, Piper Janning, and Ava Janning as well. And then Anna Spear with a triple for 3 points. I'm talking about Anna knocking down a triple. My apologies already if I accidentally say Anna Erickson, because I said that so many times. Anna Erickson for 3, so apologies in advance for Anna Spear. So thank you for your understanding, Anna, hopefully. But that is your State Farm star. Oh, better run through the Perm scoring. My apologies. Kaya Anderson with 7 points. She knocked down a triple along with a pair of free throws and got a 2-point bucket as well. Cora Grismer getting all 4 of her points at the free throw line, has not missed at the free throw line. And then we have 2 points apiece from, my apologies, got to double check the roster. We have Addison Hackle. All these were coming off the bench, by the way. Addison Hackle had 2 off the bench, 33. Sophie Nelson also got a couple points off the bench. And 3 points from Quinn Hansen. She knocked down a triple coming off the bench. So Perma has been able to hit from downtown twice, and Breckenridge has been able to knock down 4 triples so far. Once again, 3 of those coming from Bernades. So I know Breckenridge really liked to put up the triples like crazy last year. So we kind of knew that was going to be a theme coming into this one again, didn't we, Robert?
Yeah, like I said, about 6 a game from Parker Yagi, 6 a game from Sydney Roberts, She's 0 for 3 in the first half. Parker Yagi almost 5 a game last year, 6.5 for Jonica Bernatis, and of course Emily Gowan, who they're without this season, 5. So you tally that all up, I mean, they're shooting about 23s a game last year. Yep. So
And everybody's got the green light. I'm hoping Erin still gets the green light there after a couple of those in the end. Oh, she's gonna get mad at me for saying that, I bet. But so once again, 34-18, your current score here. And let's revisit those keys of the game, because it really looked like those girls did not have a single first game jitter that I was talking about. Like, we got to really get over these, but Breckenridge came out with a 10-0 run. So how about yours? How do you think yours has held up so far?
Well, mine was figure out what Perham's doing on offense and defense right away. Well, Breckenridge just kind of told them what to do. They didn't really have a choice. So I think Breckenridge came out well prepared, even though they didn't know what kind of Perham team they were dealing with. Coach Bogenreef and his staff had the girls ready to rock tonight.
So what you got to do, you got to make them play your game, I believe, is what the coaches usually try to tell me. But we'll take our first break here on the Minn Kota Ag Products Halftime Show. Once again, your number one grain marketing and production agriculture supply company. You're listening to Cowgirl Basketball on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, part of the I3G Sports Network.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain never changes. Red River Grain works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers, providing grain and agronomy services to help maximize your farm's potential. Red River Grain has been serving farmers for years with competitive prices and high-quality service. Talk to Carson or Brad for grain and agronomy needs. Red River Grain, East Breckenridge, 643-3738. That's 643-3738, or you can find them online at redrivergrain.com.
Save big this month with Smith Motors in Wapaton. Get up to $120 in rebates on the purchase and install of a set of 4 tires. Save up to $40 in rebates on the purchase and install of front and rear brake pads. Save up to $40 in rebates on the purchase and install on front and rear brake rotors. And save up to $80 in rebates on the purchase and install on GM shocks and struts. Small town friendly, big town deals. Smith Motors, your certified Chevy and GMC dealership in Wapaton. Visit them online at smithmotors.com.
And welcome back. That'll do it for the Minn Kota Ag Products Halftime Show. Once again, your number one grain marketing and production agriculture supply company. Looks like they're going to give it about 10 more seconds before they head on out there. Once again, Cowgirls up 34-18. If you are just joining, Breckenridge jumped out of this ball game with a 10-0 lead, asserted dominance with a nasty full-court trap. And I just noticed that they got the lights on the backboards this year, too. Big fan.
Yeah, looks good. Looks official. Brand new hardwood floor, too. I don't know if we mentioned that or not. They went a little darker on the green, went back to like that Kelly green, right? They would call it.
Yep.
I don't know. You're colorblind. I don't know if you're the guy to ask.
I could tell it was a darker green. I can tell you that, because I was like, oh, it looks like all those pictures I see from the 1980s. You know?
Right, yeah.
It looks like the color scheme they used to kind of rock more so. We're bringing it back. But you can definitely see when you compare it to the jerseys, for me at least, you know. As you said, he's not kidding with the color blindness. That is 100% true. Jonica Bernardes feeds in the high post, Piper Janing. Janing with a nice drop off to Aaron Blofus, but Blofus is going to turn around and kind of fade away from it with the layup, but a layup's a layup. She's got 2 points, or 6 on the night so far, 2.5. 36-18. Cowgirls doubling up on the Yellow Jackets. Kaya Anderson with a nice drop off pass, but her intended receiver was not ready for that one. Kaya Anderson gets it near the top of the key, directing traffic, swings it over to the right wing. Swung around the perimeter for an open triple and got it. That is number 15 for the Yellow Jackets, Reagan Hemberger. Her first points of the game. Sydney Roberts over to Bernardes. Bernardes thinking about tossing it to the high post again. Piper Janing got out of the paint. And now it's over to Sydney Roberts on the right wing. Now they go to Janing. Janing feeds it out to the right corner to Sydney Roberts, looking for her first bucket of the season, and that rattles in for a triple.
There we go. 1 for 4 for Sydney Roberts tonight beyond the arc.
She just likes this basket more.
There we go.
To Decora Grismer, who feeds it up. Now up to Kai Anderson at the top of the key. Anderson, little hesitation, and then drops it in to the right corner, but gets swung over to the right wing now. Back to Anderson. 15 seconds remaining on the shot clock. A lot of perimeter passing. Now they get an entry pass. Nice skip out to Kai Anderson on the left side. She attacks the defender and misses the layup. And Blofus tries to feed up to Piper Janing. She wasn't looking for it, so Jonica Bernardes is going to have to pick it up. Bernardes runs into the 2-3 zone, gets into the right corner to Sydney Roberts. And now they go over to Piper Janing at the free throw line. Her shot is off the mark. Erin Blofis with the follow and draws the foul.
That's what you like to see out of Erin Blofis. Last time she did about 3 spin moves in the post. Not sure she needed to. That time she got the rebound, never brought the basketball down, went straight up through contact.
Yeah, kind of made it a little harder on herself the first time. So now she's going to get paid here with a couple free throws and off the mark on the first one. Blofis with her first trip to the stripe today.
Erin last year, about a 54% free throw shooter.
And 0 for 2 on this trip. Kaya Anderson, her team down by 18. Swings it over to the left wing, looking for her second triple of the half, and off the mark for Hemberger. Ava Janing just checked in for Jonica Bernades. Thought about the triple and traveled instead. She knew it right away. Turned around. Oh. Yeah, that is a Minnesota basketball moment. Yeah, for sure. Guy Anderson be inbounding it to Grismer.
So Mariah Coltis, resident shot blocker, she'll check in and give Erin Blofis a rest.
We'll see if they're going to come at her right away. Instead, they kick it out to the perimeter for an open shot off the mark. Coltis right on cue with the board. Just mossed it away from the Yellow Jacket player as Parker Yagi with a nice drop off to Coltis for 2. And now every Breckenridge Cowgirl who has played in this game has scored 41-21. Breckenridge up on the Perham Yellowjackets. And this rattles inside for a short 2-point jumper from Addison Drager. So we got 2 starters who didn't score in the first half who got in the scoring column. Now they just need Lauren Jurdy. Sydney Roberts, her triple's off the mark, and Piper Janning's going to get an over the back call.
Talk about that assist by Parker Yagi last time down for the Cowgirls. Drove the lane and just picked up her dribble in one motion. Nice little scoop pass, about waist high.
That was a nice drop off.
Very nice. The defender thought she was still driving to the hoop, and the basketball had already left her hands.
Hey, I got another official question for you as Piper Janning picks up foul number 2 on her.
I can't wait to give you the wrong answer.
As Parker Yagi tries to bat this one, it gets knocked out of bounds. But no, I was more so saying from your experience, if you see someone like kind of swipe around like that, is that enough for you to pretty much just go over the back right away, or do you have to really see some contact?
Yeah, I'm pretty, I don't like to call over the back anymore typically because they've done away with that in the game as Coltis comes down and gets called for a foul there. But they got to displace the other player. So if you go over the top and you grab the basketball all right to you to that space, as long as they're not moving the player off their spot, they can reach all they want, and you just got to be really careful with blowing the whistle.
So like I could like weave around and like kind of wiggle my way around and slap it out from that way.
You could go right over the top of me and just taking candy from a baby and go around whatever, as long as you don't knock me over.
I would never do that to Elijah. I'd never steal from his father or him. So it rattles out. Rebounded by Parker Yagi. Kicked out to the corner to Anna Spear. She feeds it to Coltis, and beautiful give and go for the lefty layup. Anna Spear with a nice navigation there. Her and Coltis with a nice 2-man game there. And that one out of bounds. I'm excited to see if Anna Spear took a big step forward this year. You know, we were talking in the pregame show about how Emily Gowan went from the prototypical 3-and-D girl to a standout scorer. Maybe we'll see a similar jump from Anna Spear this year, or at least just a more well-rounded role, I guess I would say, as Ava Janning draws the foul going inside.
And she had one big half last year. I believe she had 4 threes, a dozen points and a half, and that was kind of her shining moment, and showing flashes of that again tonight here in Game 1.
43-23 advantage for the Cowgirls. And free throw is good from Ava Janning. Her first trip to the line tonight. She now has 7 points after that knockdown free throw.
There's a quick turnaround for the Cowgirls as they are heading to Southwest Christian Academy, Twin Cities area, to play the defending state champions in 1A tomorrow, Goodhue.
Good Lord.
Breakdown Classic. It's a who's who of girls basketball.
That's quite the test to open up the year. Well, not open up the year, but for your second game of the year. One day after your first game, that's incredible. And we got a travel by Hemberger. Jonica Bernades.
You see Jason Butts over there showing off his JB stat book.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to hear your interview about that on the coaches show tomorrow. Or not coaches show, the sports show, because Butts is not a coach anymore that I know of.
Youth baseball.
Oh, there you go. He used to help out with the kickers, I remember. It's like a kicker whisperer, essentially. Ava Janing tries to go inside to Mariah Coltis. To Anna Spear. Spear to Bernades, looking to get downhill, and look at that aggressive take. Jonica Bernades. And, you know, I got a bit of a bold take here as this one gets batted out of bounds, but I think in the offseason, Jonica Bernades added a ton of strength, because I don't think I remember seeing physical drives like that where she could really just plow through a defender like that. So maybe we see not only a back to expectations of what we expected from her, but she might have come back better.
Yeah, if you add a little physicality to the fact that she has that Mamba mentality too, it's going to be really hard to guard her.
Yeah, that stroke alone, it makes it hard to guard her. So
Good three-point shooter.
15 points for Jonica Bernades so far in this ball game. And Ava Janing.
And she's putting the hurt on people tonight, Turner.
I told you, man. If you would, I hate to keep bringing up the comparison, but I have to do double takes sometimes when I see it because that looked like a very Amber Lincoln play right there, as far as just putting their body on the line and just not really caring what the result's going to be. Kai Anderson throws it inside, has it stolen away from Sydney Roberts, and Roberts has that one batted away. Aaron Blofis picks it up. Ava Janing looking to drive past the defender and goes to the lefty shot and lays in the layup. Ava Janing with 8 points. And now we got another steal. Piper Janing trying to push the tempo. And misses the layup. And tied up for a jump ball.
Yeah, Ava Janing doing a good job just trying to get to the basketball, even if she's got to go through you tonight. You got to give her credit for the hustle.
We'll take a quick break. This timeout, or that was taken by the Yellow Jackets, I believe. We'll take a quick timeout with them. This is brought to you by Highcamp Construction. You're listening to Cowgirl Basketball on B92.7 FM, part of the I3G Sports Network.
Ever notice how every other ad seems to be an company save you money?
What is with these insurance companies?
Hi, this is Matt.
And this is Amanda.
And we're your local State Farm agents.
We're here to debunk all the insurance junk.
What do you really need to know?
What is a fair and competitive price?
Make sure you are getting the best bang for your insurance dollar.
And find out why State Farm has been around for over 100 years and remains #1 today.
Ready to gain an edge in your career? Titan Machinery Service Technician Apprenticeship Program is designed for anyone wishing to become a diesel mechanic, working on Case IH equipment through full-time, on-the-job training. Enjoy a hands-on work experience. Learn from factory-trained service experts and apply your knowledge from school directly to your work with this unique program opportunity. Become a Titan in the industry and grow with a dealership that invests in you at Titan Machinery Wapton, your local Case IH dealer. Visit TitanMachinery.com/careers to
And welcome back after that Highcamp Construction timeout. Cowgirls with a 49-23 lead on the Perham Yellowjackets. On the court for the Cowgirls, we got Sydney Roberts, Jonica Bernades, Piper Janing, Parker Yagi, and Aaron Blofis, all the starters on the floor for Breckenridge. And ball's on the floor as well. Sydney Roberts picks it up and drops it off to Parker Yagi. Yagi dribbles over to the right side of the floor, feeds it inside to Piper Janing, give and go action, and then drops it off right away to Aaron Blofis, but she sails the next shot. Piper Janing with a reverse layup off the mark, but she draws the foul. Piper Janing heading to the stripe. Piper Janing looking to add to her point total.
And again, for you listeners on B92.7, this game is streaming on KBMW News Live YouTube.
As I try to investigate how I made a mistake on my scorebook. If I would have had a JB scorebook, I don't think this would have happened, but my mistake. I do have one. I just left it at home.
Yeah, talk about guests in the house tonight, Jason Butts, like we just said, with JB's ball game scorebook. And then we got TJ Klein as well, newest member of I3G Media.
Yep. I don't think he quit, after his first week, so that's good. As both free throws go in, and Colin Howitt in for her first action of the game. Cullen, an 8th grader on the squad, along with Ava Janing. And they get into the right corner. Originally a hockey gal. So we'll see. I know last year, I think, was her first time doing basketball instead of hockey primarily, but we got a corner 3 off the mark. Rebounded by Aaron Blofus. Piper Janing in the right corner. And they feed inside to Jonica Bernades. Sydney Roberts. Pivoting and gets it into the right corner to Piper Janing. Janing ends up having that batted away from her, and we got another timeout taken. This one is taken by the Cowgirls. 30-second timeout. We'll take another really quick break. You're listening to Cowgirl Basketball on B92.7 FM.
Earlier this year, Dad mentioned needing to downsize. Well, with Mom gone, the house is just too big. I worry about him being alone too much.
So, getting the rest of the family home for the holidays this year, it was a good time to talk about some healthy alternatives.
Well, the first place that came to mind was Twin Town Villa. So we took a tour, and Dad loved it from the start.
Everything Dad needs is right there at Twin Town Villa. Meals, laundry, best of all, healthy interaction with his neighbors.
If someone you love is ready for a healthy alternative in the new year, stop in and take a tour of Twin Town Villa.
And welcome back. And it is my duty to let you all know, because I always admit when I'm wrong, that I made a mistake keeping stats. But we got it all corrected, folks. I only told one statistician that they were wrong, so that's pretty good. Jonica Bernades gets the inbound. Cowgirls up by 28, 51-23. Aaron Blofus was the intended recipient of that pass, but it is stolen away from the Yellow Jackets. Swung around to Kaya Anderson. Anderson kicks out to the corner. And her shot is off the mark. Rebounded by the Yellow Jackets. Grismer, skip corner to the left side. Swung around to the perimeter to the right corner. Trying a little dribble drive, but instead they go to the right wing. Shot is off the mark and rebounded by Sydney Roberts. Good luck being the one that rips the ball away from her. 51-23 with 11:09 remaining on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard.
Big weekend of basketball. Like I said, the Cowgirls playing Good Hugh tomorrow, and former Breckenridge great Noah Christensen and the Cobbers. They're at home tomorrow at Concordia, and Luke Christensen as well.
Oh, nice.
3 o'clock tip-off.
Speaking of the Christensens, make sure to go check out our interview with Levi as well on our YouTube channel. And we got a foul on the floor. Came on today to do our Optimum Athlete segment. Number 14 picking up the foul.
You know, Aaron just using the
Addison
pivot
Hackle.
step to lull him to sleep there, and eventually they got a little annoyed of it and fouled her.
Okay, this was a layup of a pun here. The foul, hack on Hackle. There you go. Like just a typical Hackle move. As Parker Yagi gets it to Ava Janing. Janing showing off the dribble package a little bit. Gets it back to Yagi, who's looking to get downhill. Hard drive inside, kicks it out to Colin Hout. Hout swings it up to Ava Janing. Janing, ooh, the nice spin move inside, off the mark. And tracks down the rebound. It's into Parker Yagi, but stolen away. Piper Janing has stolen that seal there on the entry pass. Kaya Anderson changing speeds to get inside. And we got a foul on the floor. Bit of an awkward foul there on Aaron Blofus. Checking back in is Addison Drager for the Yellow Jackets, and Anna Spear also getting some tick for Colin Hout.
And I think we answered our question about restrictions for Jonica Bernades. Not sure she has many tonight. She's on the bench now, but she has been running the show tonight for the offense.
That's one of those out of the game because you're up 28 kind of things, as opposed to what we were kind of thinking. Because I thought the same thing. I thought this is going to be maybe 4-minute stretch here, 4-minute stretch there, and nothing too crazy. But here we are. And Anna Spear tracks down the long rebound, looking to get out and run in transition. Wisely takes it back out to the perimeter, and Parker Yagi is for the right-handed scoop off the mark.
That was a really smart play by Parker Yagi there. She had the left side of the hoop, but instead she used her right hand and just played right through the defender and just got her in a tough spot to draw the foul. And the defender is wondering what she did wrong, but just, she was in the wrong spot.
Yep.
Parker Yagi attacked that.
Yep, that is what happens when you play varsity since you're in 7th grade. Your basketball IQ is just through the roof.
So good at getting to the free throw line as we look at her numbers last year. She shot 6.5 attempts per game, 78% clip, over 80% for most of the season. So
you remember she was shooting 90% at one point?
Yeah, excellent free throw shooter. And with 30 games, you have one bad game or 2 bad games from the stripe. It's going to knock the percentage down.
I think that might have been actually 2 years ago where she started off like 10, 15 games of the year. She was shooting 90%.
50, 40, 90 threat.
Unreal. As we got a 3 from Kaya Anderson.
And she's been really impressive tonight, too, kind of having to carry the whole load on offense here.
First Yellow Jacket hit double figures. She's got 10 of her team's 26 points. Parker Yagi run the point. Gets it to Anna Spear. Aaron Blofeld back out to Spear. She's coming out to set a screen on the right wing. Spear, skip pass over to Parker Yagi on the left wing. Pass fake and then feeds it to Coltis at the left elbow area. She tries going inside and Yellow Jackets try to come up with a steal. Parker Yagi weaves through a pair of defenders. Good ball movement to get it to Jonica Bernadez, who lines up the floater for 2. I don't know if I'd call that a floater or it just looked like a one-hand jumper because she still did the gooseneck,
That was nice. She catches the swing pass, little jab step at the elbow, bang.
I love the ball movement, too. And Bernadez pulls down the rebound, pushes the tempo. Swings it to Parker Yagi. She goes inside to Mariah Coltis. Coltis tries feeding it out to Bernadez, but we got a foul inside.
You talk about efficiency tonight for a player who we thought might be shaking off some rust after an ACL injury. She's only missed 2 or 3 shots the entire game.
Yep. And Bernadez up to 17 now. Only 2 of those coming at the stripe, so she's doing work. Cowgirls doing work as a team collectively, up 29. 55-26 with 9:04 left to play in this ballgame. On your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard, Parker Yagi puts up a 3. And that looked like it was going to be a tough one off the contest.
Yeah, at this point in the game, he's probably looking just to get a couple more shots so she could just get some reps in.
Yep.
She just hasn't, had the opportunity to score much this game, which hasn't been a bad factor at all.
Swung around to the right corner. They go inside, stolen away by Coltis. That was just an atom pass right there. Jonica Bernadez skips it over to Sydney Roberts. He saw her eyes light up like, oh, I see you, Sid. Gets it over to her, Sydney Roberts. Gets it to Coltis for the short jumper, and from the short corner, Mariah Coltis. Speaking of girls adding some facets to their game, Mariah Coltis knocks down the short jumper. We'll see if we get to see a lot more of that this year. Left elbow area for the Yellow Jackets, trying to get Kaya Anderson back involved. Over on the right wing now. She feeds it inside. Kicked out to the perimeter. Now an inside drive, reverse layup off the mark. Bernadez was trying to pull down the rebound, but it got batted out of bounds by the Yellow Jackets. Cowgirl ball. Piper Janning checks in for Parker Yagi. Jonica Bernadez inbounds to Sydney Roberts. Roberts trying to break the Yellow Jacket press. Does a nice job changing speeds once again to try to send the defender flying. Gets a ball screen from Anna Spear, but the pick and roll pass is batted out. Grismer drops it over to Anderson. Swung over to Hamburger, and shot is off the mark. Coltis tapped that one, but wasn't able to grab the rebound. Sydney Roberts was. Roberts pulls it from the top of the key and knocks it down.
There we go. Started off 0 for 3. She's 2 for 5 now.
You see her running in there. I don't think she thought it was going in, though. She was running in there like she was ready for an offensive rebound, but ended up knocking it down. We got a timeout, full timeout taken by the Yellow Jackets. You're listening to Cowgirl Basketball on B92.7 FM, and this timeout is brought to you by High Camp Construction.
Breckenridge Schools, Breckenridge pride, inspiring to excel.
Hello, my name is Jason Butts, proud parent of 2 little Breckenridge Cowboys. My family loves Breckenridge and feel lucky to have such great schools. Breckenridge schools excel due to their dedicated faculty and staff. They truly care for each individual student. They encourage and foster an atmosphere that creates self-pride and big brains in these kids that will lead the next generation. They make school cool. A good school is cornerstone to a good community, and we are so lucky to have that here in Breckenridge. inspire myself, and for that, I play the jingle.
Breckenridge Schools, Breckenridge Pride, inspiring to excel.
And welcome back. After that high camp construction timeout, we got a 60-26 Cowgirl lead. Kai Anderson puts up a triple. And, ooh, calls bank. I couldn't hear her. I got headphones on. I hope she called bank. Kai Anderson rattles in the three, her third triple of the night. She now shares the game lead with Jonica Bernades for shots hit from downtown. On a spear. Hands it off to Piper Janing. She's looking to get a ball screen from Coltis. She gets it. Swings it over to Sydney Roberts, who gets it to Anna Spears. Feeds it inside to a cutting Roberts. Roberts with a nice move to go underneath, but misses the reverse layup. Smart play there, sensing the defense. Grismer with a nice layup, but off the mark. Rebounded by Roberts. Sydney Roberts feeds it up to Anna Spear on the right side. She goes inside to Coltis. Coltis with a nice handoff to Anna Spear, and it's kind of an awkward play. Everybody kind of froze up there, like
A
they
little
thought
bit
there
of
was
a
a
give
foul.
and go, though. They've been doing that quite a bit in the lane with just they'll drop it off to the perimeter player who's cutting, or they'll drop it off to the post, and they'll just do like a little handoff.
It's good. That's definitely good action. I mean, and everybody seems to be in sync with each other. Well, I see how I made a mistake on the stats earlier because my chicken scratch makes Anna and Ava look very similar.
Ah, there you go.
It's making me feel a little bit better about it. As Anna Spear now has 6 points. Cowgirls up 61-29 with 6:24 left to play on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Kai Anderson on the left wing to Grismer at the top of the key. Anderson with her fourth triple of the game.
She's definitely in a rhythm now.
Yeah, I can't imagine how many open shots she got last year playing off of Willow Field. That's crazy to think of. Oh, and she thought she had a teammate running with her, but that was actually Ava Janning.
That was actually a really nice dime that she dropped there. Just didn't realize that it was the other
Ava
team.
Janning, yeah, she was going off the peripheral vision, it looked like. As Sydney Roberts tries to barrel through the defense, gets it to Mariah Coltis, who sails to the jumper. To get it in the right corner, Yellowjackets. Swinging around the perimeter, now go inside. Inside-out action to Grismer in the corner. Sails that three, and Piper Janning tracks it down. Gets it up to Ava Janning. Ava Janning delivers the dart down to Coltis. Coltis drops it off to Sydney Roberts. Now to Anna Spear. Spear to Ava Janning. Oh, and Ava Janning was looking for a really quick pick and roll there, and off the deflected pass, Anna Spear has it and is fouled on the ground. She's got 1-and-1 coming. .508 left to play in this ball game on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Cowgirls up by 29.
NDSCS Lady Wildcats in action tomorrow, too. They head up to Northland. Head coach Brian Friskop's going to have a little bit of preview on their game plan on tomorrow morning sports show.
I looked at the men's schedule because usually they pair up, and I looked at the men's and I was like, oh, they don't play till Thursday. So I didn't realize that the women were playing this weekend. One of those rare times that only one of them are playing. And we got a little too early of movement there. Lane violation on the Cowgirls, so 62-32, Breckenridge up. 5:05 left to play on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard, and we got a travel or double dribble.
It's one of those cases where you can't pass the ball to yourself. But another common misconception, Turner, while we have a second, you can actually airball a shot and rebound it. It is not a travel.
Really?
As long as it's a shot attempt, an actual shot attempt. So that's
Interesting.
on the official to decide. But most people, they won't even go get it.
Uh-huh. I got a good official story for you. Next dead ball we get, you're going to lose your mind. And Piper Janning kind of mishandles it here and it ends up going out of bounds on another double dribble. But I had a friend who ended up, his high school career came to an end because his team lost by 2, and his friend threw up an alley-oop from like half court and ended up making it. And the referee waved it off because he said it wasn't intentional.
Oh, no.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Like, the dude made up his own rule. Triple is good from Reagan Hemberger. And he said, I know that wasn't a shot, so
I
I
believe
can't count
it's
it.
supposed to be a 2 if it's not a shot, even if it's outside
really?
of it. But it's supposed to count.
Interesting, as Mariah Coltis drops in a 2.
But then again, I told you I'd been wrong many times.
Well, at least you would have gave them something because they lost by 2, so they would have had overtime if you were the official. And out of bounds. Yeah, one of those lovely examples of officials making up their own rules. Another one I heard about was actually a rugby match where a guy wouldn't let the match continue unless 2 guys who got in a fight would shake hands. And they were like, well, that's not a rule, sir. And he said it is, though. It is here. And Kai Anderson goes up for 2. And heads back to the charity stripe.
Perm better just give her the basketball and everybody else clear out and let her run some ISO because she's got a nice offensive game.
I'm excited to see what her numbers look like by the end of this year, now that she's kind of the main focus of the offense.
Again, yeah, 5'10", playing primarily guard here. Good
Smooth,
transition game,
smooth,
too.
Yeah, yeah. This is the first free throw. But knocks down this one. So she's 3 for 4 at the stripe tonight. And cuts the lead to 28. On a spear. Inbounds it to Ava Janing. Janing gets a screen from Coltis. And just checking into the ball game for the Cowgirls. For her first varsity action of the season is number 15, Riley Johnson, sophomore for the squad. And there is a foul, shooting foul, so 2 free throws coming for number 3 on the Yellow Jackets. That is Nora Rosenthal. Rosenthal looking for her first points of the season. First free throw is up and good. Aaron Blofis checks in for Mariah Coltis.
You know, Brian Bernatus and the team at Superior Builders, sponsors of our Plays of the Week. I think his daughter's going to have a couple of them this week.
Oh, yeah, potentially. She better.
Well, they're also the only game this week. So.
There'll be riots in the streets. And Ava Janing gets it to Colin Howard. Nice little pump fake there. Free yourself up, drops it off to Anna Spear. Spear loses control of it. Over to Johnson. Johnson swings into Ava Janing, who puts up a triple off the ball screen. Way off the mark. Got some backboard, though. And then out of bounds off of Blofis. 3:30 left to play on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Breckenridge in the driver's seat here, looking to move on or claim their first conference victory of the season. Kicked out to the perimeter, and the floater is up and good. 2-point bucket from Ashton Kunza.
Anytime Perm's in town, got to give a shout out to my favorite Perm resident, Arlie Ohm.
Hey, shout out
Might ring a
Arlie.
bell.
How's he doing?
Hopefully good. I'm sure Perm's doing better with him over there, so.
Yeah, I don't think he made the trip. I'm looking for him.
Probably a pretty busy guy. You know, he's doing quite a bit with their youth basketball last time I checked.
As who's bringing this one up? Number 1. Apologies. Ashton Kunza again. Gotta think of who I gotta shout out from Perm. 3-pointer is up. Shot off the mark. Got a little bit of backboard on that one, though. My gosh, is Arlie the only person I know in Perm?
Well, and of course, Arlie's arch nemesis during the back-to-back section titles, Coach Dave Cressup for Perm, who won a state title, I believe it was 2008.
Just got to win over the Wildcats.
Just got the first win for M State Fergus Falls over NDSCS in 21 years.
Right away, I was kind of concerned about it when I heard that, but then I heard it was Coach Cressup there, and I was like, okay, never mind. This kind of adds up then. Coach Cressup, that man puts his mind to anything.
Yeah, turning that program around, and I'm sure let's give Gotch a little more time this year, and I'm sure he'll do the same. I know you're a big Gotch fan.
Oh, Gotch, my guy. I loved covering him when he played here. Free throws good. Actually, one of my favorite guys, so I was really excited when he came back to the program. 66-40 lead for the Cowgirls. Another nice drive here from Kunza. She's trying to up her minutes as the season goes on. Okay, I take that back. Jordan Cressup, my favorite Perm native. Dave's son, actually, was in my grade, and we went to college together. And now he's the head coach for the Wadena girls basketball team.
Ah.
They had like a Cinderella run like a year ago. I don't know if you followed that, but it was
didn't.
It was awesome.
I know we're just on a shout-out hot streak now talking about Wadena. Jordan Folkstad, big Wadena guy. Doesn't ring a bell for you.
No,
sorry,
no,
Jordan.
I'm
I got to
sorry.
get Turner up to speed here. We'll shout you out next broadcast again.
That's good. What did he go to the NFL or something?
No,
I'm
he started Sub-Zero Sports on Instagram.
Oh, gotcha.
Doing a lot of highlights for some local teams and coach on the New York Mills football team a couple years ago. So
gotcha.
got a little family of his own now.
Okay. As Ava Janning. Oh, once
we
again
skipped
showing off the double
we skipped the presser before the game. I'm sorry, Turner.
Feeds it inside to Mariah Coltis. Shot is up, off the mark, and rebounding, kicked out to Ava Janning for another shot. Rebounded by Colin Howard, who's looking for her first varsity points of the year. Potentially a career. I don't remember if she was getting any varsity time. I don't think she was.
I don't think she did, no.
I remember her on the JV last year, but let's see if she's going to get in the scoring column. There it is. Colin Howard. Get in the scoring column. Knocks down the first one, trying to make it a 2-for-2 trip. And then we just got to get one more in the scoring column. And I think we got everybody. We just need Johnson now. As 1-for-2 trip for Colin Howard. And on a spear. Flex that one out of bounds.
We were talking about it being maybe pajama night tonight as we enter the 2-minute mark on the game here. Keaton Butts has like a pajama trench coat on over there. You ever seen that?
Well, right away I thought it was one of those Snuggie blankets or whatever those were called. If people still do those, but I've been respecting it. That's for sure. And that layup off the mark, rebounded by Hout. Her fellow 8th grader will bring it up.
Some good run here at the end of the game by Hout.
Good Lord. That was nasty behind the back. I think I just found our play of the game, even if a bucket doesn't come out of this. Someone's got to clip that. Our video guy needs to do that if he's listening.
That was nice. That was nice.
Oh, that was beautiful. And bringing it up, we got Kunza again. 1:45 left to play. It's the Cowgirls about to move on to 1-0 on the year. Once again, we'll turn around tomorrow and play the 1A state champs. Good, Hugh. And a hard drive here from Kunza. And another floater drops in. 6 points for her here in the closing minutes of this ball game. She's got to make sure she checks the bench, see if the coaches are watching whenever she knocks these down. And on a spear with another triple. On a spear, have yourself a night. She has joined double figures now, along with Jonica Bernades. Also, got to see who else is in double figures. Ava Janning. And it might just be those three, actually. Oh, wait, Parker Yeage's got 10 as well. So we got 4 girls in double figures here in the season opener. And now an over the back. Over and back.
They blew the whistle before she got to the basketball.
That was kind of weird. I think they're like, she's going to let this roll out of bounds. Let's just blow the whistle. Then she picked it up. They're like, what are you doing? We got a game going here. Mariah Coltis hands it off to Anna Spear. Spear drops it off to Hout. Hout with a quick turn to the left and dribbles over to the left corner. They feed inside to Coltis. It's Riley Johnson for a long 2. Shot is off the mark. Rebounded by the Yellowjackets with 48 seconds remaining. Trying to cut into this lead just a hair, and we got a foul with 44.3 seconds left to play. At the stripe for the Yellowjackets, number 25, Olivia Phillips. Must have just got added to the varsity roster because she's only listed as a JV player. Free throws off the mark with 41 seconds left to play. Ava Janning gets it to Anna Spear. Quick shot fake and then back to Janning. Janning trying to break down her defender, but as it's stolen away. Yellowjackets toss it up and off the mark. Mariah Coltis has the rebound, and Coach Bogenreef going to let everybody know we got a hold in now and dribble this one out for the last 20 seconds, and Ava Janning will do just that. Well, their defender's going to come up to try to force a 5 call here. And now back to Ava Janing. And they're just going to dribble this one out now, and that will do it. Your final score, 70-44, Breckenridge Cowgirls. Opening up the season with a bang. We'll take a quick break, come back with your post-game show. Brought to you by Miller Realty. You are listening to Cowgirl Basketball on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, part of the I3G Sports Network.
Folding a fitted sheet, programming the thermostat, matching your socks. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting coverage for your home doesn't have to be one, so you can get back to more important things, like finding that missing sock. That's simple human sense.
That's Carlson Insurance in Wapaton, representing auto owners insurance. Visit Carlson Family Insurance Agency in Wapaton today. Call 672-6002 or on the web at www.cfiagency.com.
Your daughter has the flu. Your son breaks his arm. You need quality medical care you can count on. CHI St. Francis Primary Care Walk-In Clinic. Quality family care. Go to the Primary Care Walk-In Clinic at CHI St. Francis, where there is no appointment necessary. Hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 7:30 and 9 to 5 on the weekend. Quality care close to home. The finest care for home injuries, common illnesses, and emergency service. Virtual visit available. Call 643-0747. We like family. You're one of our own.
What can you do in 30 seconds? Warm up your coffee, tie your shoes, Google, should I get screened for lung cancer? Then actually get screened for lung cancer. If you're a current or former smoker, an Essentia Health provider about your eligibility for a low-dose CT screening, because early-stage lung cancer often has no signs or symptoms. Screening can mean an increased chance of successful. Learn more at essentiahealth.org.
Protect your equipment and get rewarded by purchasing premium Cenex lubricants with Cenex gift cards for gallons. You can earn a $50 Visa gift card for every of Cenex engine oil, tractor hydraulic fluids, gear lubes, and greases purchased between now and through February 29th of 2024. Contact Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley for qualifying Cenex products and promotion details. Some exclusions apply. Don't forget to ask about the best warranty in the industry, the Cenex Total Protection Plan. Proven durability, powered locally.
Big jobs, small jobs, and everything in between. Heidkamp Construction has served commercial and industrial clients in the Southern Valley and beyond since 1982. They are your fully licensed construction company, providing earthwork, paving, structural steel, and more. Need a new concrete parking lot or roofing? How about a new metal building for your farm or business? Heidkamp Construction in Wapaton today at 642-5948 for superior construction service you can trust. Call 642-5948.
Welcome to the Miller Realty postgame show here on B92.7 FM and also live streaming on YouTube at KBMW News Live, part of the I3G Sports Network. And Breckenridge Cowgirls starting off the year with a 70-44 victory. Had a 16-point lead at halftime and only added to that in the second half, and was a dominant showing against a youthful Perham team, we'll say. Kind of a lot of inexperience on that squad, and they really got their first taste of varsity basketball against this Breckenridge Cowgirls squad, which once again returns all of their players from a very strong team last year. So let's dive into our before we dive into the stat report, let's revisit our keys of the game once again. I will say, once again, first game jitters, not really too bad for me. I'm assuming you're sticking with your answer from the halftime as well, Robert.
Yeah, they must have had some intel already that I didn't know about, but
I think Coach Bogenreeves feeding us bad info.
You know what he told me before the season? He said, we don't have a lot of girls out, but everybody who showed up to practice on day one came ready, and that was clear tonight.
Oh, yeah, they looked mid-season form. I said that jokingly at one point, but I really do mean it. They were really clicking on a lot of things that kind of take a lot of time for chemistry to kind of form with that stuff. So those were our keys of the game, once again, brought to you by Smith Motors in Wapaton. So shout out to them as well. And even though we picked things that pretty much got made relevant right away in the beginning of the game, but that probably would have happened with anything that we'd have picked. But now on to our State Farm stat report. Got to run through the scoring for you. We'll start off with the Perham Yellowjackets, and leading the way for them with 17 points was Kaya Anderson, and 10 of those coming in the second half. She buried 4 triples in this game. Next up was Reagan Hemberger. She had 6 points off a pair of triples. 6 points also from Ashton Kunza in those closing minutes. So, maybe we're going to see more of her the next time these two teams square off. Cora Grismer with 4 points. 3 points from Quinn Hansen, and then 2 points apiece from multiple players. We'll run through them here. We got Addison Drager getting a pair of points. We also have Addison Hackle, a pair of Addisons on the team getting a bucket, as well as Sophie Nelson. Don't want to miss anybody here. And then one more, we got Nora Rosenthal getting in the scoring column as well. So we got a lot of Yellow Jackets scoring, just, not really any of them except Kai Anderson scored a lot. So they're going to have to kind of get a little more balance here as the season goes on. But Breckenridge Cowgirls, a little more balance. They got 3 girls in double figures, including Jonica Bernades with 17. Knocked down 3 triples all in the first half, at 13 in the opening half. 10 points apiece from Ava Janing and Anna Spear, both coming off the bench. 8 points from Parker Yagi, 6 apiece from Sydney Roberts, Aaron Blofus, Piper Janing, and Mariah Coltis as well. And then 1 point from Colin Hout for the Cowgirls. Almost all the players, just one player didn't get in the scoring column, so we'll see if they can have a clean sweep the next time around, that they get to kind of go deeper into the bench. But that is a look once again. Your State Farm Stat Report brought to you by your local State Farm agents, Matt and Amanda Frederick. Take a quick break and come back with your play of the game, which is brought to you by Red River Agency, as well as your player of the game, which is brought to you by Essential Health. You are listening to Cowgirl Basketball on B92.7 FM and the Miller Realty Postgame Show.
Buying a new home is an exciting experience, but it can be a stressful one too. Miller Realty can relieve some of that stress with a simple formula of integrity, trust, and most importantly, experience. Their talented team is made up of Guy, Shelly, Jared, Lisa, Melissa, and Stephanie. They put in the years helping people buy and sell their homes, and they understand this market. Miller Realty is a trusted legacy business in the Twin Towns. Put their knowledge and experience to work for you. Miller Realty in Breckenridge, a lasting tradition of experience, knowledge, integrity, and trust. Find them online at GuyMillerRealty.com.
Minn Kota Egg Products proudly supports the communities we serve by sponsoring the broadcast of this high school sporting event. When a team takes the field, there is nothing like experience you can count on to produce a winning season. Minn Kota has that experienced team, supported by the latest technology, products, equipment, and information to deliver a winning game plan for your farm. Contact our locations in Breckenridge, Barney, Kent, Wyndmere, Wahpeton, and Colfax. Let our team lead you to a successful farming season.
North Dakota State College of Science is powered by the strong local connections we have with employers, business partners, program advisors, and local business leaders. We're proud to call Wahpeton home. Find out more about how you or your business can support NDSCS by visiting ndscs.edu. That's ndscs.edu.
B92.7 is KBMW Breckenridge Wahpeton.
All the hits from 2KM today.
And welcome back to the Miller Realty postgame show here on B92.7 FM. And as promised, it is time for your play of the game, brought to you by Red River Agency, your hometown agents in Breckenridge. Make sure to go check out their new office, folks. It's really nice in there. I got to go check it out a little while ago, and I loved it. But we got a few options here. First off, Jonica Bernades' first shot back. That was awesome. And I think that was also the first points of the season, because she got that three when nobody was getting any points like the first 2 minutes of the game. First game jitters that I was talking about, but that only lasted for the first minute 40, and then Jonica caught fire. So she would be a good pick. Ava Janing with that nasty behind the back, even though that didn't even turn into any points. So I'd be crazy if I picked that, but I'm not crazy for picking it as an honorable mention in my book. But my pick for play of the game, I'm gonna go with maybe the nicest Euro I've seen from a Cowgirl basketball player. Right after I was talking about Ava Janing having the best Euro on the team, Parker Yagi with that bucket in transition, and I think that got me out of my seat. Both to show excitement for it, and also because I felt like I got juked out of my shoes. So that was my pick. I don't know. Do you think that's a safe pick, Robert?
Yeah, it brought back shades of Katrina Dahlgren, but unfortunately when Katrina was doing that, officials didn't know what a Euro step was, so she got called for a travel every time.
Frustrating.
Otherwise she probably would have averaged about 6 more points a game, but Parker Yagi, she's got free reign to do that thing every game, and she does it so well.
Shout out Katrina. Love that. I love that throwback there. I hope you're doing well, Katrina, wherever you are. Katrina Kerr now as their last name. I had to make sure to throw that in there just because I was shocked I remembered it. But I'm always really bad with names once they change. But I love that poll. But pick for the player of the game, though. I'm going to have to go with Jonica Bernardes. That just seems like a no-brainer. Your player of the game brought to you by Essentia Health, by the way. And Jonica Bernardes in her first game back after missing essentially the full season last year with a torn ACL. And just, I can't even imagine what her emotions were feeling like tonight. How fun was that to watch, Robert, especially that first half when she was just clearly the best player on the floor.
It was so exciting because, when a player comes back after such a prolonged absence, they just want to do well so bad. And she gets out there and you think maybe she's going to be pressing here or there, a little bit of tension, and they just didn't come out and guard her, and she said, I'll shoot it from everywhere. So just very loose, very smooth, and she looked better than I've ever seen her look before, which was a little bit mind-blowing.
No, it was crazy.
All things considered.
Yep, and we've seen some amazing performances out of her. Once again, we've been seeing this since she was in 7th grade, so we got a lot to pull from, but it was so fun to see her back. This is going to be something I definitely remember for a long time because this is a special moment because like you said, we got to see all the rehab. We got to, kind of see all the work she was putting in. We got to see her Coach Jonica era. I love that. And I really do hope she goes into coaching genuinely when she's done with all of this. But it was so fun to see that, man.
It was great. And, last year, like you said, she had the bedazzled green jumpsuit, full Coach Jonica for the border battle game, and just embraced it. And it's just good to see the hard work pay off because there's only 2 ways to do rehab. And if you don't do it right, you're not going to come back the same player. And it just showed tonight just the effort that she put in and just getting her body right and getting her mind right and coming out here and leading all scorers tonight.
Jonica Bernardes, an easy pick for player of the game for sure. And congratulations to her on a fine performance being back. And can't wait to see what else she's got in store for us this year and the rest of the team as well. A 26-point win by the Cowgirls to open up the season and their first conference win as well. Not too bad of a night to open up the season. And once again, they're going to be back in action tomorrow, taking on the 1A state champions. So this will be a good one to see where they're at, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it like this, but, keep it within 15, something like that. That would be an incredible start to the season against a team that was 28-5 last year. Just see what you got, make adjustments. But what they're going to need to see, Turner, they're a little bit more aggressiveness out of the posts. I mean, Aaron Bloff's a pretty good game down there, but sometimes maybe one dribble too many, maybe one pivot too many. And same thing with Coltis. When they get the ball that close to the basket, it's go time. They got to turn and they got to face, and that'll probably be a topic of conversation with Coach Bogenreef. But perimeter play tonight, lights out. Inside, just get in there and be a little bit more of a bruiser. That's what I would like to see, at least, out of those two.
I agree. I also, if I were going to come up, I look at us. There's 26-point win. We're pulling out little nitpicks here, but I will also.
You got to get better.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you got to do.
And they played well. They played well. But I just think there's more. There's more in the tank for those two, and there's a long season. And I think by the end of the season, we're going to see a totally different version of those two.
And then my nitpick is don't force the entry passes because we saw a lot of ones that were on collapsing areas. So it was really not really doing the post any favors in there when they were getting those passes thrown in. You can tell you played guard and I played post. We're complaining about each other's positions. It's just, well, they're not throwing good enough passes.
It's easy on the outside looking in.
yeah, exactly. And then inside looking out, we're like, you guys are just hanging out there. We're out here. We're fighting for our lives down here. That is once again your pick for play of the game, giving it Parker Yeage's Euro of the year potentially in the first game of the year only. And then Jonica Bernardes for our player of the game, once again brought to you by Essentia Health. And this Miller Realty post-game show, has the Breckenridge Cowgirls taking the 26-point win into the locker room. And thank you all so much for joining in. I got to check the schedule to see what game we're going to be doing next week, but I know we got at least one game on the schedule for next week. Make sure to loop back here and check the broadcast calendar. Thanks for joining the broadcast, Robert.
Yeah, it was fun. Now I'm going to try to go get my 3 hours of sleep so I can get up to Concordia and watch Noah Christensen ball out tomorrow for the Cowgirls and Luke Christensen.
Yeah, I've got to shout out those Christensen boys. That's going to be an absolute blast. So I'm looking forward to see how that ends up going. We got the Lady Wildcats in action tomorrow as well for the folks who are just looking for some games this weekend. Head to Moorhead, do it here, whatever works for you. But either way, Breckenridge Cowgirls are going to be 1-0 heading into their next game tomorrow. And you've been listening to Cowgirl Basketball on B92.7 FM, watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, part of the I3G Sports Network.
Tonight's Breckenridge basketball broadcast was brought to you by Action Realty, Breckenridge Public Schools, Builders First Source, Carlson Family Insurance, Essentia Health, Farmers Union Valley, Hike Camp Construction, Hornstein Family Chiropractic, Miller Realty, Minn Kota Ag Pro, Tail Power Company, Toyota, Red River Agency, State Farm agents Matt and Amanda Frederick, Titan Machinery, Down Villa, Vision Ford, and the Wilkin Drink and Eatery. Be sure to go to kbmwnews.com for a complete updated list of future broadcasts and video streams. Listening.